Oh. Greg bailed right at the. I was going to jump in right when the intro ended, like we were talking about a story, and I was going to pick on Greg, but now he's not even here. As soon as the intro ended, I was going to say, and that's when Cheryl knew for sure it was Greg's first time. But he's not even here. So we'll just start.
I guess it's open mic night auditions right now.
I think it's time for that music.
Yeah. For the intermission music. Hey, how's it going, guys? Look, we got our regulars here. What's up? What's up?
Salty Army. Farrell and
Farrell's
Frodo.
in the house.
Whoop, whoop.
Farrell, Kelly, and Salty Army. And this guy, I don't even know. Who's this guy? I thought we banned him. Didn't we block him?
That guy's epic.
Yeah.
You want to keep him.
Yeah, we should probably keep him. He's epic. That's true. So how's it going, guys? How's things?
Good.
Good.
Oh, Kelly says Chubby's is watching too.
Oh,
If
nice.
she ain't chatting, it doesn't count. It doesn't count if she doesn't type in the chat. Because it doesn't show up on my little eyeball here. It says 6 people are watching. Oh, what's it say?
I'm back.
Oh,
There's 2 on, let's see. I didn't know you could do this. There's 2 on your channel, Mike. 2 on your channel, Poe. 3 on my channel. And on Greg's channel, it just has a flip-off symbol. I don't know what that means.
No, I'll tell you what. I was messing. I found this plug-in thing for this old iPad I got. Talking about it before the show, and I thought, well, let me unhook one of the USB things I got over here and plug this thing in and get it charging. Well, it was the USB for the camera.
Oh,
That's what I was talking about, guys. That's how Cheryl knew it was Greg's first time messing with USB, when he unplugged his camera at the beginning of the live stream. This one, we don't need this one. Yeah.
Well,
So Bliss is in the house. How's it going, Bliss? Good to see you, Phil. And Keith. Keith is here.
what's up, Keith?
no. What's up, Keith?
Yeah. So Greg's been doing all kind of wiring and stuff. He's got wires and cleaning stuff, which makes things messier.
Yep.
First thing I did was I went through, got underneath the desk when we decided to clean it, and I decided I'd clean under there. And those little gremlins got under there. You know, I've hooked up a USB. I got the thing for the steering wheel. I got all this stuff hooked up, all the peripherals for your computer. You put those lines down there nice and easy, and then when you go down there to work on it, they're all rats nested, tied up into these nasty things.
Yeah. Greg, Phil noticed you did a little beard shaving, huh?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I got, starting to warm up, and just got tired of it. So I
didn't even notice this. Kelly says that thing that's behind your banner is creepy, like a creeper peeking around it. What's peeking around your banner, Greg?
Some creepy old dude.
Bliss was talking. I was watching Bliss's stream the other day, and he said something about, I think he's in his 50s. I was in there, and I forget who it was. Was it you, Poe, were in the chat? And you said, "Oh, Greg's like 90 years old or something like that."
98, I think it was.
Now Farrell says you look like you're no more than 78 then, because you look 20 years younger.
Thank you, Farrell. Even though, I like Farrell. Farrell's a nice guy, but you know what? I think he pissed Chaos off. I mean, Chaos had that top notch, and then his buddy Farrell, that he and got on Derek and got Farrell hooked up with our Discord, and Farrell's jumped right in wholeheartedly.
Well, that's our fault for not letting Farrell know that we were just going to give it to Chaos this week, so he felt good.
Yeah.
We should have told Farrell. That was supposed to be his Super Bowl week.
But the hard part was we all played it. We couldn't get low enough to get below Chaos's score. So it was kind of I just hit the and didn't touch the fire button, and I still outscored him. But
I tried to pull an asshole move. I got to admit, I did. Here's what I did. I got that first score that I put up. Well, then Bart beat me. Well, I came back and beat him, but I said, you know what? I'm not going to post my score yet. Because if he sees he's ahead of me, he won't play again. And then all of a sudden, other people started playing, and Bart jumps up there. So then I put my score up, a higher score, but it still wasn't enough. But it was just enough to beat you, Poe.
Well, I went in there and I tried to act like some other people do sometimes and say that game sucks anyway, so screw that game. But I really had the plan of going back in and playing again and hopefully sniping at the end and getting a great score. And I totally forgot last night. I got busy and forgot that we were even playing anything. So
yeah. Well, should we go ahead and put the score sheet up so people can see what we're talking about?
Yeah, and I'm looking up the Prendball one while you guys are doing that.
All right. So, yeah, I can talk about this. So, basically, who got number one? That's Feral Inferno. He got 152,300.
Really?
Some guy named Mike, the Gaming Road Warrior. I don't know who that is. 123,800.
Hang on. Bullshit. Okay, I don't know.
Wow. We got Off Grid Arcade up here. 107,800.
nice.
Next, your boy Retro Bliss Gaming.
Way to go.
106,800. Good score. And we got our friend Mr. Livewire with a respectable 105,100. And of course, we had Arcade Chaos, 79,400. See, Chaos, you're not at the bottom.
Yeah.
And we got G Parker's Arcade Room, 76,700.
Woo!
Woo! Mr. Postal, he's not at the bottom. Still the winner, 74,400. And we got the last place guy, Pixel Torium. Yeah, Derek. 57,800. But hey, Derek, you're not the last. Whoever didn't play is 0. So you're not at the bottom.
Don't forget, the game's never over.
Yeah.
Oh wait, wrong.
Yeah,
Just
technically he's
calling
not
out,
at the
Bo.
bottom either.
Bliss
Good
is
job,
calling
everybody.
out, Bo. You tried for hours and just couldn't beat him, so you didn't want to post.
Well, you were
I typically, I'm not really into horizontal shooters too much, but that was a fun game.
Yeah, it is. I'd never played it before. I'm just
I
looking
love
at it now. That battle for third, I had 107, Bliss had 106, and Livewire had 105.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's a tight little run right there. And I didn't.
I can't believe they all played it on novice mode.
Right. I played it on expert. Wait, hold on. No, I didn't check the spreadsheet before I played. So I hadn't seen Mike. I didn't even know you played yet. And I didn't know Farrell's score. I had seen it a while back when I had like 65,000 and Greg was right around there too. And I got that 107. I was like, yeah. So I posted it. And then I saw the other scores that were up. I'm like, dang, I wasn't even close to Farrell. So
yeah, I played on Friday, so that way everybody didn't think I was going to wait towards the last hour to play on my game. So it's like, no, I'm going to play early. So I got to play it on Friday, then the last game on Saturday, and that's what I got. So
yeah,
but
that was good. That was a
fun
good
game,
game
though.
Like
Yeah,
I said, I'd never played it before. So, and boy, that's harsh though that you always start back at the beginning. It's like,
oh yeah,
dang, I made it past this part and I got to this beginning. Oh, and I never did make it past the. Is there a point where you get to a stage 2 or something? I don't know, because
Yes.
I never did it. I got past that thing that shoots the laser thing.
Yep.
And then
He's like
the next screen, I got killed.
Yeah, that's the boss.
Yeah,
He
I
likes
never made it
to
past
ram
him.
into you. Yep, he likes to ram
Yeah.
into you.
I thought I was doing fantastic when I hit him, and then I died and went all the way to the beginning again. I'm like, son of a... Yeah. Fun game, though. Fun game. But, Yeah, Farrell laid down a score. It's-
Oh yeah.
Now, I wanted to ask you, Mike. And I'm not questioning it at all. I agree. Let's keep it so it's fair. Keep it on normal mode and no
Yeah.
continues. But
No
I
continues.
noticed on that game, if you hit continue, I mean, I always let it reset. But thing is, if you hit continue, it didn't really change anything. It just score went back to 0, and you started this just like you did. Some games it does make a difference, but that one I noticed that it didn't seem to make a hell of difference what you did.
I guess it would all depend on the scoring, and I don't know how the scoring goes there, but say maybe upper levels, if you score more, then it still wouldn't be fair just to hit continue.
Yeah,
Start
just
at 0.
if you made it past the first boss like I did. So if I were to hit continue, I'd start back up from where that level is, which wouldn't be fair. I would be getting a lot of points.
Yeah, I never got that far. So
Yeah,
what
right.
happened is when I just happened to notice, I said, what, I'll just hit continue one time. I thought, well, what the hell? I just went back to the beginning like I did. Well, because I never did beat the first boss. Did anybody beat? I know, Mike, you did. But
Yeah.
you were,
Yeah, Farrell did. Yeah.
yeah, to get that high score. But Bart, did you beat the first?
no, I only made it to the boss one time.
I made it to the boss, yeah, but I never.
I never made it past it. I like how Mike snuck that in, though. If you make it past the first boss, like I did, you losers. Look at Farrell. Got to the middle of stage 3. Yeah, you remember the good old days when we liked Farrell? When we thought those were the days. No. Yeah, I was all pumped when I made it past that thing that shot the lasers, and then I got to the next thing. I'm like, what? There's another thing still. And I actually lasted fairly long against him. I was doing good, but boy, he keeps circling around and he's dropping those little things.
Yeah, the mines. Yep.
Nowhere to move. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I got
And we
that.
do pay attention to what games more people participate in and what they don't. We take that into account. And if you suggest something on the Discord, yeah, we're never playing Karate Kid or Carno Chaos. Sorry. We pay close attention to what you want to play, and then we're like, that's out, and we scratch it right off the list.
Well, like you said earlier, when Chaos said something about that Karate Kid that he played 50 years ago on NES, I couldn't find the 1974 version of Karate Kid on the NES. I looked.
It had Jackie Chan.
It had Jackie Chan as the,
It was the first one before he did the next one.
yeah. Yeah. Second level charge shot is useful against the first boss. Well, yeah, that would. I'm not sure how you get it though.
I only found out about the rapid fire button after watching Bliss. Whenever I played, I hit the button every single time.
There's a rapid fire.
There is.
Yeah.
There is.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was.
There is.
Cheers!
How do you do that?
On the
Like-
the SNES controller, it's the Y. You just hold it down on the Y button.
Oh. I was like, why is this button
that's
shoot
after-
too? But I
that's
push and
after you do
release
your-
every time.
That's
Oh,
what you do after you hit your first rewind, right?
Yeah.
Kind of protective,
Yeah. Hey Keith, I actually did post the Discord thing on my description, so you can check it out, or you can go to Off Grid Arcades videos, and he has the link to getting into Discord. So yeah, come join us. You'll have a great time.
Yeah.
If you guys want, I'll go get the Discord link right now.
After the tournament's over, he gives me tips.
Oh, those are shots. I thought those were power pellets. I kept grabbing them.
I thought you were trying to catch him, so you can. The very first game I played, you might have thought that because boy, I was bad at it the very first game, and then I was using the Mighty Wiener controller that Poe got for me, and then I wasn't sure. I was using the D-pad sometimes and the little joystick sometimes, and I never could figure out which one I liked better because I sucked with either one. And so it was like,
Is that controller all right? I have never had one like that. So is it big enough for your hands, or is your wiener big enough for your hands?
it's bigger than any other wiener that's been in my hand.
When I saw that thing, they said limited edition, and I'm like, well, I knew you wanted another controller, and I'm like, I got to buy this thing before it's gone. I got to get somebody the Wiener controller. So that's the whole reason you ended up with it.
No, it's in the house, so I can't show you, but it's it's kind of comparable to my phone, which that doesn't help you because you don't know how big my phone, but it's a Galaxy something. No, it's I don't think it's quite as tall. It's a little narrower, but no, it feels good, and I can reach all the joysticks and buttons fine. So it's not like I'm cramping up, like it's too small or anything. But I like it. I had I brought my little Xbox controller that I usually have out here. I brought that in when I was setting up the little Raspberry Pi Batacera, but however you say it, and I plugged in the Xbox controller for that. But I was wanting to hook up the Wiener controller to that too, so I could use it.
Brought you this.
Oh, Shelby said special delivery.
Oh.
The good thing she knocked. I always do the show without my pants on. Yeah, so there's the Wiener. I tried to show it to the screen. You guys can see.
That's a nice looking wiener.
Real nice.
I don't know how it fits good. The stick's over here. The D-pad's right. Well, I could do this. Hold on. If I'm going to do demo stuff. Sorry, Greg. But no, it fits my hand really nice. The buttons on top fit good. The sticks are right there. So it's not too small, and it's not like it's so cumbersome that someone with smaller hands would not be able to use it either. So I think it works great. And like I said, I'm going to try to figure out if I can set it up to use it on the Pi, so I don't have to bring my Xbox controller in there, because that's hooked up to the TV. And I use the Xbox controller out here on the PC when I'm playing some of those games.
So, yeah, they came out with that one, and I think a Kool-Aid one, a Sriracha one, and Kraft cheese and macaroni one, or something like that, all at the same time. And I'm like, as soon as I saw the Wiener, it's like, it's obvious, you know.
See, I don't even know. Some people's daughters. I had to work my way through college somehow. I'll just say it.
I hate to interrupt while we digress, but I just put in the chat the link to the Discord, and the only thing I'll say is there's something to do. I think it was when Farrell was getting on, and I think Derek changed it. I don't know if Derek's here right now, but there's something about it doesn't give you instant access. You go on there, you click on it, and you used to have to answer a couple questions, but I think now it waits like 2 minutes. Is that right? Or?
Yeah, I think you have to wait. It's just a short time period before you can post. But you used to have to click on something and do a thumbs up that you read the terms of, and basically all that stuff says is don't be a dick, but we don't even listen to that.
Right.
But yeah, I think he did change it to where it's just you go in default timeout for the first couple of minutes. It's not like you gotta wait 14 days before you can post. Probably by the time you figure out and read a couple of the, what chat rooms we have, your time period is probably already up and you could post. Unless you specifically knew, hey, I want to post something in the pinball chat, or, and went straight to it, then you might have to wait. But I think it's just like a minute or two. So, and then you're supposed to be able to, I don't know, Farrell could probably tell you. Ask Farrell, because I think he's the last person that joined our Discord.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, and it's not hard. Once I shunned away from Discord for a long time. I saw channels that I watched on a regular basis, and they're like, "Yeah, you're talking to Discord." And I'm like, "Quit talking about shit I can't do." And then I finally got Discord, and I'm like, "Oh, this isn't hard." Now I got like too many things that I joined because I got join happy. I'm joined on Discords for games that I played one time 4 years ago. I'm like, why am I on that Discord?
If you remember right, though, Bart, when you and I first started, I think, started out playing some Nintendo on the Switch, some of that Nintendo Sports, and we experimented, using Nintendo's app where you could talk to each other, while we were playing. Well, long story short, we found out this Discord has got a great chat room. And a matter of fact, Derek and I have used it, and I think, Bart, you have too. We'll do a convoy, an American truck simulator. And if you're hooked up to Discord, it's just like you're sitting across the room from somebody. And, you got your mic and your speakers on the TV. It works fine.
Yeah,
So,
and it's funny when you go on the voice chat in Discord, because a couple of times we were playing games on there. I think we were playing pinball one time, and all of a sudden Hollywood Polo jumped on. He was talking to us while we were playing with Derek that day. And it's like, so people will see that someone's in the voice chat and they can join in. So
Nice.
it is a public chat, so anyone can join that's on our Discord. So don't think it's private and be talking. Well, I mean, we learned that the hard way. Me and Poe were just trash talking Mike, and next thing you know, he showed up. And then we had
That's why I don't use that one when me and Mike play PS5 games, because we know Derek will find out and he'll come in there. Can I play with you guys too? We're like, it's easy to say no in a text, not so much when he's right there in your ear.
Yeah.
The other thing is, just to show you how well it works. Of course, we know it's 2024. It ought to work. Of course, a lot of stuff nowadays doesn't. But that fella from the Netherlands, gosh, what was his name? Super nice fella. He was the one that Gideon. Yeah. Well, he played a couple times with us. I mean, he's over in the Netherlands. We're talking like we're right here. So to me, I find that one of the big advantages using that Discord is it doesn't seem to use up any of your resources you can play a game and still use it.
Right. Yeah. It works great. Cannabis Kid.
Hey, Cannabis.
Hey,
Looks
Cam.
like Salty just joined our Discord, so that's cool.
Nice.
Welcome aboard the Discord.
I got a question. I got a question I'd like to ask and see if you. I think Mike, you're a big Xbox user. Used to be, right?
Yeah, I play it sometimes.
Well, when I got
That's about everything. Then he kicks our ass.
when I got that ROG Ally, it came with 3 months free Xbox membership, the Elite membership. I don't know, and so I put the Xbox app. The Xbox app actually came on the ROG Ally, but that other system I got in the game room, it's Windows 11. And I downloaded it on there so I could play the games on the computer. Well, then I thought, well, it came in the office and it won't load. And I thought, well, maybe I met my maximum. Well, I checked with Microsoft. There is no maximum. You can, you just can't play on both two machines at the same time, but you can put it on as many. And it just won't load. And I've read internet sites that tell me to delete the old, some of the old Microsoft stuff and reinstall it. And I thought I had it the other day, and it said installing. And I sat here for so long, I finally went to bed, got up the next morning, all excited, and it came down, killed the screensaver, and it said, error, C00524767759. I cannot get it to load. It's a Windows 10 PC, which it should work on.
Oh, yeah.
But it should work on it. I mean, and this has got of all the computers, this one's got the high-end graphics card and plenty of space. I mean, there should be no solid-state drive, 16 gig of RAM. I mean, I think this one may have 32. I mean, there's no reason it shouldn't work.
I'm pretty sure that specific code you just read off, Greg, means there's too much porn on your computer. I get that same error code every time Kelly uses my laptop.
Every time she gives you a lap dance?
Yeah.
Is that what you said? Oh, laptop.
I wouldn't be complaining about that one. No. So, Greg, were you able to see? Oh.
Pinball tournament?
Hopefully that's for filling up my hard drive with porn and not the lap dance, because that's inappropriate for the daughter to be saying, nice lap dance. Did you find out the scores on the pinball tournament?
Yes, sir. I did.
I did with my Flick My Balls shirt. so I can't.
The game was Whitewater.
Oh, that's right. I remember now.
Yeah, and Mr. Livewire came in at 186,068,650. Mr. Posta, number 2 finish with
Oh,
58,756,320, who beat out Mr. Offred Arcade for 54,786,000, and then bring it up the rear. Why didn't you play, Derek, or Chaos? I mean, now I'm at the bottom at 28,071,000. And see, that goes to show you what happens when Chaos and Pixeltorium don't participate. I end up at the bottom.
they're too busy chatting in the general chat.
Well, that was last weekend. So I think Derek was at the gay porn convention in Kentucky.
Oh,
I know he was gone.
Game Freak said he had 3 laptops crash with that same code. I'm man enough to say it was Pornhub. So you're not in Texas. We know that.
That happens.
Yeah. That's funny.
So we got to find Popeye to play. Wait a second, you didn't say that yet, did you? Never mind.
Should we play your video, Poe?
Sure.
Yeah,
We already talked about the last. We already talked about the last tournament. So Poe picked the game for this week. Do you want to give an intro, or you just want me to play it?
Oh, just play it.
Is it Popeye? Is it Popeye really?
I'm gonna play it. So here
I'm
we go.
gonna guess it's beat 'em and eat 'em.
Place your guesses below. You have 3 seconds.
Oh, and the password to get in is OU812.
All right, here we go.
Okay, everybody. Well, here you go. It is my turn to pick the arcade game of the week. And finally, you can probably tell by the hat, by the shirt, by what's up in the corner of the screen, we're finally getting around to RoboCop. That's right, RoboCop. Bet you thought I was going to say Mappy. Anyway, this is RoboCop. As you can see, Data East, however you say your data. Robert! Throw some credits in the Nickelodeon. Oh no! Oh yes! Drop it indeed. Punch you with me metal hands. Pizza to go. I'm there. Oh, motorcycle. Wow, dying already. I just was trying to turn up the sound without getting murderized. I'm not doing very good. Wow. Maybe I picked the wrong game. Yep, I definitely did. Well, that's not good at all. 10,100. I'm not going to continue, but I'm going to do one more. You know, for the show's sake. Oh, drop it. Best players, not Poe. I didn't even get to put my name in. So F you, Robo Cork. I'm gonna take Visa and or MasterCard in there at Foxy Lady. Oh, Foxy Lady. Get my Robo on. Your move, creep.
Thank you for your cooperation.
You're welcome.
You are under arrest.
Cheaters. Jason. My goodness. Okay, game over. 27-9. That's it. That's what I'm putting on for this first one. And I'll probably be back later in the week to do it again. Let's do it again. Drop it. Your move, G. Parker.
Perfect. Kelly was saying, just take that big robot to the stairs. We know that works.
Yeah.
J-Po, Cannabis Kid says, what are the rules? Are there anything special?
Just one credit. That is the arcade version. So once you die, you get a game over. That's it. But play as many times as you want.
Yeah.
Because Mike didn't win this week, I picked a game that I know he'll crush us at this week. I felt bad.
Yeah. So, yeah, looks fun. I like how you had that tactic going on there where you were blocking the bullets with your face.
I figured that was metal.
Yeah,
As long as they hit me up here, I would be all right. They had the visor on.
I was waiting for Farrell to jump in with a tip like avoid the bullets.
And the motorcycles. Don't just stand there and look at them as they're running you over.
Right. Yeah. All right. Should be a
Drop
fun
it.
challenge. Right.
That's a good game. I love RoboCop.
So that was RoboPop.
Yeah,
Good
pretty
job.
NES, right?
Yeah. It's funny. It's funny because I thought that maybe Greg watched some of your video when he was saying about the Popeye thing, and then but then when he seemed like, did you see it in the StreamYard, Greg? Because I renamed it so I know what it's called, and I called it HoboCop.
I didn't pay attention to any of that. I didn't pay attention.
So that one that gave it away. That it was, yeah. Rambo thought he said, "Block it, block it."
Ultraman.
Yeah, when I played the game, it took over 99 credits to beat the game. The end level, you just melt to the ground. That's like $25. Well, $24.75. Kelly's watching a whole different channel. Craig's asleep again. I don't know who Craig is. She forgot.
Can I borrow your VCR?
Kelly's new to the show. She hasn't learned any of our names yet. It's not like she went to Greg's house. She still hasn't figured it out. It's supposed to be Greg. Oh, see, I don't realize.
You know, we were cleaning up down here in the game room and in the office, and I fired up that Galaga machine, and of course, right there in my face, your initials on my machines.
That's perfect. I didn't want you to forget about me, Greg. And I know at your age it doesn't take long to forget, so you would have to have constant reminders.
You're exactly correct.
Yeah. So RoboCop, Mike, you're familiar with that game, it sounds like. So
Yes.
what's the strategy? Is there a hidden strategy that you're willing to share besides dodge the bullets?
I'm probably not the best guy to do that. You should ask Chaos. He's the tip master.
Yeah. Gallium machine.
No, it's actually. I'll give you something about that game. I know, like when you play the first level and stuff on it, it's actually pretty fair. But when you get further where Poe was at, it becomes really unfair. So I mean, it's going to take your quarter regardless how good you are at it. It's just how long you can survive. So you're going to just have to avoid the bullets. But yeah, when you get up towards, I think it's the construction level, that area, you're just dumping quarters because everything's killing you all at once on that game. I remember playing that at the arcade. I go, and I think I only had $2, and then when I made it there, I'm like, oh, usually I could beat like some of the other games because they weren't that bad. At least it was fair, but yeah, RoboCop takes your quarters like crazy.
Oh yeah, and the rules did change a little this week. Yeah,
what?
With inflation and everything, if you want to continue, you can lend me $1 for each continue.
Right.
So
nice. Yeah.
In the super chat.
I think Retro Bliss hit the thing. Just don't die.
Well, a good strategy is use your helmet to block the bullets because that'll protect your face.
If you nod just at the right time, you can ricochet him back like it's a lightsaber and laser. Just keep trying it. Just keep practicing. You'll get it eventually. Yeah. No, I lost. I had a joke I was going to tell earlier.
What was that tip about the motorcycle? You spread eagle on it, right? And then that's how you beat it.
You catch it with your face, but then hurry up and turn around and catch it with your body because he's coming back at you.
Yeah. You time your jump and you spread eagle, so you teabag him on his way by.
Robo teabag.
Yeah, robo bag. I don't know.
Ball bearings against your head.
Yeah, they're like pinballs in there. They can knock a guy out. Where does this show go? How do we always end up at the same place?
So you did mention Star Wars, right? So yesterday was May the 4th.
Oh, yeah.
G. Parker did some Star Wars. I didn't do any Star Wars videos.
didn't either. I didn't do any. Well, I had to work yesterday, so.
Ah,
Well,
But yeah, Greg did a couple of different Star Wars videos.
well, the first one I did the night before. I just wanted to make sure I had one ready, and I did that pod racing one. But then I was looking around, and I thought, man, there must be sales on Star Wars stuff. So that's what caused me to do the second one. The only thing is, after I bought that pack for $9.99, I went back to Steam to find it again, and I found each individual one, which was cheap enough. But I don't know if it didn't show me the pack because I already bought it or what. But still, if you look at the suggested retail price on those, or regular price, some of them are $49 and $59. I was getting
Yeah.
$3.99, $4.99. And I'll tell you what, for people who, that ROG Alley has been, it's not for the faint at heart to try to set up. It's got some weirdo, it's half game, half computer.
Oh, my.
It's got a mode. It's got a game mode and a desktop mode and what they call a combination mode. So when you're in a game, the controls change. And then when you go back to the computer, but the operating's like Windows. But what it does is sometimes it forgets to do it. It's like it doesn't pick up that you changed. It seems like going from desktop mode, you open a game up, it automatically says you're in game mode. But if you exit the game and go back to Windows, it's like nothing's working. And but it's an easy fix. You just reboot it, basically, which doesn't take long. But I'll tell you what, I cannot believe how well that thing plays those games. And being a Windows product, you can actually hit a hotkey and it'll start that Windows game bar for recording or taking a picture. So I don't know. I like it, but it's got a lot of quirky stuff. It's not like a Switch where you can just pick it up and play it, but it's a lot more powerful.
Nice. I ended up picking up Galaxy's Edge for the PS5, PSVR 2, because that was like 66% off, something like that. So, yeah, I went on PS5 to see. I figured everybody else was having Star Wars sales. I figured maybe they would have that too on there. But I also went on the Quest just long enough to get G. Parker and Mike the Star Wars pinball on there. So I did give that to both of you because Bart already has it. And I said, screw Bart, he's not getting shit from me. He's a Sith Lord, and I know.
You already sent me your wiener. So.
I knew you already had it when I went on there to look at their prices. I'm like, that's actually a really good price for that. I had it on the PS VR 1 for the PS4, but I haven't had that hooked up for a while. But I remember it was fun playing pinball and VR like that, so I thought you guys might give that a try.
Thank you.
They have leaderboards on that thing, I think, where you can see each other's scores. So if you guys get to play in some pinball, Star Wars pinball on the Quest, we should be able to see each other's scores.
Nice.
Well, thank you. Oh, I haven't fired up my Quest, so I got it. They're waiting on me on the Quest. I'm gonna have to fire that thing up. That sounds like fun. Thank you.
Oh yeah,
I went on the Quest and got the Vader. What is it?
Yeah, I got those 3 last year.
Oh, did
Vader.
you?
Yeah, last year when they had
Vader,
the sale.
Immortal.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep,
yeah,
they're good. I love playing those games.
I bought them and never played them. Like everything else, I've had them on my Quest for a year, and
yeah. I skipped it last year, and I was like, damn it! And now here a whole year has gone by already, so I went ahead and bought those. Yeah, I didn't want to skip these here. Keith went to a Comic-Con, and outdoor venue in the rain though, so not all of that sucks.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Farrell said, come out to the East Coast for Retro Game Con in October. Oh, VKQ just joined the Discord. Welcome aboard the Discord.
Right.
Now I have to figure out posting scores later. It's pretty easy. It's pretty painless. You can just take a picture of your screen, and it's the same rules as far as that goes. The same rules every week. Try, one, be honest, and two, if it's in your one player spot, then we know it was your most recent game. That's the most convenient. But if you forget and you're like, oh no, I forgot to take a picture, just don't lie. If it's your top scorer, okay, but we'd rather see it in the one player side so we know. And if you have a YouTube channel, put the video up too, and we'll watch the video, and then
we'll watch it.
But still post something in the Discord so we know to put it onto the spreadsheet, and then we just throw it up. But yeah, it's pretty easy, Keith, to post pictures. Just take a picture, and when you go into the Discord channel, there's just a button you push that says upload a picture, and boom, there it goes. And it'll give you a chance to put the text if you want to add something, like, haha, Poe, you suck compared to me. You can put that right when you post it.
I think that's automatic. You can just click a button for that to happen.
Yeah, I think there's an emoji, a emoji.
Is selfies okay with your score?
Selfie with your score. Now, if you're beating Poe, sometimes he does want to see your reflection on the screen so he knows you were really there. Or he won't.
When I play, if you look at the screen, if it's something on console, you'll see me in the reflection of the TV every time. So.
Right.
Especially if the score is really bad. So.
Right, and that's just because Greg will see it. So
it's usually for Derek, but he's not here tonight. Chaos not here.
Yeah,
we're
They must be. I bet you at Cinco de Mayo, they're probably showing their boobies to each other for beads right now.
Yeah, they're in the Discord chat talking about us.
They forgot it was Sunday.
Yes, that's right. Today is Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah, another holiday that we're online. And next week, we'll probably lose half you guys because it's Mother's Day next Sunday.
Oh. Yeah.
I just reminded all you. Your mothers should thank me. Your wives should thank me with money.
Yeah, it's Kelly said no, it's Copperhead Day today. How many years ago was that, Kelly? It was before my time. I wasn't around. Now it'll take forever for the lag to get to Kelly for her to see that I said that. But a number of years ago, when Shelby was little, 20 years ago, she says. So Shelby was 5 years old. She got bit by a copperhead on Cinco.
Oh, not good. Oh, yeah, we have them all over where I live.
Don't worry, the copperhead survived. They were worried for a moment that the copperhead, because he started getting sick. But no, she got bit by a copperhead as just a little one. Well, I mean, Shelby's still. She's littler than Kelly. So, well, I don't know. They're pretty close. But,
Copperhead.
Yeah. Sorry.
I know. Betty was really celebrating today because everybody knows Betty's a Chihuahua and she's Mexican, so she was.
Oh no! Don't go there. Oh no, he didn't.
I know. Chihuahuas are from Mexico. I've known from being, and the other way you can tell is she's. I'm training her. She's doing a pretty good job being a good girl, but. Sometimes, like when I tell her to quit chewing on my Ethernet cables that run down here, she looks up at me and she says, "No comprende inglés." Goes back to school.
Yeah. Now down here in Texas, yesterday was the big celebration day. They had street vendors and all kinds of stuff. People were. I talked to one guy, and he said he saw two of the other people from work at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. They were already shit hammered.
Do Texans open up the border that one day?
Well, pretty much every day is Cinco de Mayo if you want to go that way. Let's see. Farrell's got an important question. When is the single of the anniversary song releasing? Been waiting for it to launch on your channel.
Soon. We're working on it.
Is anyone here going to Korg's next? What is that?
Oh,
yeah, it's a gaming convention in Ohio.
Oh.
Ohio.
I'm not going.
Yeah, I'm in the West Coast.
Yeah.
I
If
would
it
go
wasn't
though.
obvious-
I love going to
If it
those
wasn't
gaming
obvious
conventions.
my answer of what is that? I didn't plan on it ahead of time anyway. I'd love to go, but yeah,
Where is Ohio?
yeah, it's yeah. You know, I was just telling a girl. There's a new girl at our work, and she's from Wisconsin. So I was telling her a story. There was a girl that joined my squadron in the Navy, and we were talking, and I asked her where she was from, and she said she was from Wisconsin. And I said, "Oh, what state is that in?" For the next 2 years, she never spoke to me. She wouldn't even, if we were walking by in the hallway, she would just ghost me. I'm like, wow. So don't ask people from Wisconsin what state Wisconsin's in. If it's the wrong person, it might not go over well.
Yeah, that's
But,
where my son lives up there in Wisconsin, and of course, that's where he got a job. But I said, who the hell would want to live up here? I mean, he's in the north part of it. Cold and a lot of snow. Ugh.
Yeah. Now we were supposed to go. We got a job at a campground up there in Wisconsin, right in that little peninsula that sticks into Lake Michigan, and it's way up in the top. And of course, it's a summer job because it's a campground. And that's when they found that mass in my colonoscopy. So all travel plans got canceled for 2 years, and so we didn't get to go on that. We were looking forward to going up for the summer, not so much stay for the winter. But yeah, that's the GameStop answer, I guess. To pose soon. Poe left already. He's done. Oh, there we go. Columbus, Ohio Retro Gaming Society.
Oh, nice.
You talk about poor decisions, though. I mean, I was born in Daytona Beach, and my parents decided to move here to the state of Missouri, and when I was like 6 months old. And, as I got older, I said, what the hell were you thinking? I mean, why are we here?
Right. And now you're still there.
Yeah. I've talked to Cheryl. I said, we could go anywhere we wanted to, but the kids, the grandkids, everybody's here. I would just. I saw your photo you sent us all the other day of your power supply out in the desert there, your solar panels, and I showed that to Cheryl, and I said, if I had my druthers, that's where I'd be living, right down there. I'd have Bart pick us out a place right there we could buy it, and I'd put up solar panels, and I'd live that way. And I ain't doing that. And I said, I don't know. To me, that would be the. I got a buddy though that wants to do what you're doing, but he's got an extremist idea. I don't disagree with him living off the grid, but he wants to do it in Alaska. I said, what in the hell are you thinking?
Wow.
He wants to go up there and tough it out in Alaska.
Yeah, you only really do that in Alaska if you murder somebody. Right?
No kidding. You're right.
Yeah. Now, my burning question, Greg, because we went up there and visited you guys, but we really only talked to you and Cheryl. We didn't talk to many other people. Up where you're at, do you refer to the state as, I know you were joking around, said Missouri, but is it Missouri or is it Missouri? Because a lot of people, when I lived in Arkansas, they said, we're running up to Missouri. And I'm like, is that near Missouri? And they didn't find that.
Yeah, I think that's, and I don't know, don't quote me on this, but I've always thought, let's put it this way, every official event when I was on the fire department, every time I went, like I've been to the state capitol before and listened to some people talk down there, they've always called it Missouri. But so I don't know if that's an out-of-state thing or if I'm just not paying attention enough, but I kind of always thought the people from the South always said, it's Missouri.
Missouri. That's what everyone in Arkansas would say, Missouri, when they were talking about going up to Missouri. But Greg, the toothbrush was invented in Missouri. You know how you could tell? If it was invented anywhere else, it would be a teeth brush.
Well, that's like, you just mentioned Arkansas, though. Arkansas is nothing but Kansas.
Or Kansas.
Right?
It's just Arkansas. I tell you, the one I heard the other day, somebody talking about the names of the state, though. Why do we need 2 Carolinas and 2 Dakotas? We got North Carolina, South Carolina, North Dakota,
Right.
South Dakota, and we got what, East and West
Two-
Virginia.
Two Virginia, yeah, Virginia and West Virginia.
Couldn't they come up with original names? I mean, I live in Peculiar. I think that's about as original as you can get.
Right. Bliss is saying the Star Wars tables on FX are still on sale. So there's a good tip right there.
Yeah, next
Nice.
this week, but next week is some new tables coming out.
That's right. That's right. And for you people that play on the consoles, they're even coming out with a remake of the soccer one that was on FX2, and it'll be free for people that are playing on all of the consoles, the PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch. For those of us that play on our cabinets and we use Steam or Epic, they said it looks like 40% off is the best they're going to do right now. But Zen said they're working on trying to get it free for everyone else too. But yeah, so they got 4 tables coming out plus that remake of the soccer one that's being re-released. Now it's only free. It's only free for the first week. So I say, like, you know, even if you play it primarily on your Steam or something, but if you have a Switch or a PlayStation, get it. It's free. You might as well grab it that first week.
So you get it for, it's not like just it runs for free for a week and that you can actually own it.
Yeah, it's free if you get it that first week, and then you have it forever. But if you wait till after that first week, then you have to buy it.
So, and that's on all platforms. And does that come out on the 16th as well when the other stuff
It comes out on the 16th as well. But like I said, if you're playing on Steam or Epic, it's not going to be free. I think it's just going to be a release week sale, which is fine. I'll get it for free on the Switch, and I'll pay, you know, if I can get it for half price, I'll pay for it. It looks like a cool table. I never played on FX2. Kelly, she's just yelling down here. Texas Chainsaw. That's not until the next month. So we're still talking about May 16th here.
I did get a thing.
June 6th is the Texas Chainsaw for Pinball M.
Went June 6th.
June 6th. I am really looking forward to that, which is funny because I'm not a huge fan of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. It's okay, but I think it's really overrated. Everyone's like, Texas Chainsaw, greatest movie ever. I'm like, it was okay, but it was a lot of that girl running around screaming. But, you know, I don't want to bash on it. People love it. Good for them. But the pinball table looks awesome. Got a lot of blood effects on it. It fits right in. But that's coming out on June 6th.
Did you also see that American Truck Simulator finally has listed that Missouri is on the list of next? I think Arkansas. What's coming up next? Arkansas. I got a notification that Missouri.
Yeah, Nebraska should be coming up any time now. I think it's going to be around the middle of the month, maybe another 2 weeks. And Nebraska will be out, then Arkansas, then Missouri. And the big 1.5 update where they have graphical updates and a lot of stuff, that's also coming, I think, here shortly. You can actually get the beta of the 1.5. But Bliss is asking about, are we going to do any FX challenges? Yes, but for me, I was thinking of waiting till after the 16th, because on the 16th, when those other tables, and for the people that don't know, it's the Universal Television Pack that has Knight Rider, Xena, and Battlestar Galactica. And then they got that other one that's based on the video game, which is escaping me now. Do you guys remember what the 4th table is? Dang it, it's based on a video game, and I can't think of what it is. Those are all coming out on the 16th, and at the same time, Pinball FX is getting an update. And one of the things in the update is anyone that knows that set up a tournament in the past on FX, when it ends, even if you own the tournament, it's hard to find it. You're like, I can't even see the scores of my own tournament. They're fixing that. So on the 16th, it'll be much easier to do tournaments in FX after that update. And I plan on that week, because that's a Thursday, I think. So probably on the Sunday night after that, I'm going to try the first attempt at making a Pinball FX tournament that will go concurrently on the Switch and the other platforms, because the Switch does not mix with them. But I'll do 2, put the codes up for both, and then I'll just mix them on a spreadsheet the way we do the arcade challenges and all that, and the console challenges. But I'm going to wait until the 16th so we can see how that works and we can actually retrieve the scores after the tournament. But yeah, so that will be coming.
Yeah, we're gonna have to work on. I'm not doing. We had 4 people in the tournament last week, and I didn't set one up for this week. But I would like to get into another. We're gonna have to talk some more about that, because I would like to play the newer tables on it, but FX3 seems to be the one that everybody has.
Right.
You know?
Right. Cannabis Kid says a company called Stellar Pinball makes a Nintendo Switch controller that is a scale model of a pinball machine. Well, that's interesting.
Who'd you say the name of it is? Stellar Pinball. You know, I think I've seen. You know, I got those little 3D printed pinball machines I made, and they fit a Nintendo Switch in them. The only thing is, I haven't bought the guts for it yet. There's a controller that you can get that'll go down in here that plugs into your Switch, and then you can put your buttons in here, and supposedly you can see it's got 2, a start and a select, and then it's got your buttonholes on the side of it. And anyway, there's some pieces you can buy from Amazon, I think, that are controllers that go in here and put your Switch in there, and the Switch fits down in here. It's kind of cool. I think Chaos in here though, is it? Chaos. I mailed one of these up to Chaos. I don't know if you ever did anything with it or not, but I don't know. Kind of cool, 3D printed.
Yeah, let me see if I can go here, share. It kind of looks like the same thing. I don't know. I can't see the chat now, but did it go up?
Yeah, it's there.
Yeah, it's there.
Now see, this looks. I wonder what they want for that. That looks a lot cooler than trying to jackal all that. Oh, look at the Joy-Cons. Oh, that's smart.
Oh.
Oh my God! Look at that. Oh,
Wow.
I gotta have that. I got. To
Oh,
have
look at that! It even has a plunger.
Oh,
Yeah, that's pretty badass.
yeah, it is.
Let me. How much does it cost? Oh, $269 for that one. $159. That sounds a little better, huh?
What's the
Yeah,
what's the
that's not
difference?
bad.
What's the difference though? Is there?
Let's see. The Moonshot Supernova says this fully illuminated scale pinball machine is 1/5 scale with working flipper buttons, plunger nudge bar mechanism to integrate with the Nintendo Switch Joy-Cons. Supernova features a fully illuminated display playfield, back glass, and DMD, as well as illuminated coin return, extra ball, and start buttons. Internal lighting utilizes long life, high quality LEDs. So I guess it has, the light up keys,
In the back glass.
doors and all that stuff, and some lighting in the back glass compared to the one that I'm cheap, so I'd do the 159.
Yeah, because I mean, it looks like the cheaper one still has a back glass. It just may not be lit up.
Right. Yeah, and I don't know how often I'd be playing in the dark. That's really cool, though.
Yeah.
That is really cool. I guess you can watch this guy's Cool Toy.
Cool toy. Yeah.
He did a review, so there you go. Watch that, and you can see it. Let me get that off of there because that's just us. Kelly said, "What?"
Speaking of
Yeah,
deals,
see,
I was watching.
We could
Go ahead.
probably get a step stool for Kelly so she can play it. It is 1/5 scale, and same as Kelly. Nice,
Something she might be able to play on sitting down.
right? Just sit down.
Well, speaking of other deals, I did a video on that Rugrats game. It's in demo right now on Steam. And it's going to come out soon. But I saw something interesting. I'm treading lightly on stuff, but supposedly the creators of this said that this is going to happen and that it's acceptable. I don't know why. The guy I watched a YouTube video where the YouTuber asked the guy that was the developer, is the ROM going to be available? Which I thought is an unusual question to ask a developer of a game that's on Steam. And he winked at the guy and said, it'll be very easy to find. So I downloaded the demo version, and I just got to messing around inside the Steam folder in the PC. There's a ROM in there. Something named .rom, named similar to Rugrat.rom. Now, I don't know. I didn't mess with it because I got to talk to somebody smarter than me before I try to run an executable on something that I don't know what it is and destroy my computer. But yeah, I don't know, that Rugrats game though. Regardless, it's free right now as a demo, and it's kind of cool. It's got a lot of the good graphics and the characters from the old Rugrats, which I know we're grown men and probably didn't watch much Rugrats.
Did you watch the show, Greg?
I remember. Yes, I do remember. I do remember watching it. The kids kind of watching it, and it being in the background of me watching it. Sometimes but I'm kind of. I don't know. I guess it's because you get old. You get when you're born, you have no teeth and no hair, and when you die, you got no teeth and no hair, and you're shitting your pants. All three of those things happen. So, but the other day I was messing around with the antenna TV. And our public television service here has the best signal of any station around. They were the first one to come out with 4K. And I'll be darned if they didn't have Sesame Street on there. And I watched the whole episode.
Nice.
And I missed Maria and
Maria.
Yeah, Mr. Gordon. Isn't he the guy that ran the store? And they're all gone. It just made me sad. I thought, where are they at? And there's a Mrs. Big Bird now.
Oh,
yeah. There's a second big. Yeah.
Well, when did that happen?
Is it really a Mrs. Big Bird, or is it just Big Bird? Okay, let's not Big Bird.
They did
make a Red Light commercial.
They did call her they. I know that. So I don't.
Sesame Street rules.
But that Rugrats, like I said, I did a little video on it. I'm not trying to promote it, but if you want to see what it looks like, it was fun. And I guess you call it I don't know these names. Mike always.
It's a platformer.
Yeah, platform. It's not called a side. Is that also called a side scroller though? Would you call that a side scroller where you're moving like that?
No, yeah, that's typically what a platformer is. It's like
I call that a side scroller runny jumpy game.
Yeah.
For those of you that are
run and gun.
We started
Rugrats run and gun. I like that game.
It's an RPG.
Tommy Pickles with a Tommy gun.
That's why I used to joke with Mike about them. It's an RFG, a real fun game. One time I put down on a description of my video, I put down what I thought it was, and instantly on the comments, that's not an RPG, that's a UOV or something. And I said, it's a flipping game. It's a fun game. It's an RFG, real fun game. I love that. Yourself, Yeah.
Know-it-alls.
That's true. That is true. You find them. They come out of the woodwork online. You say one thing, and it's on. Oh, I got a cord under my foot. Greg's been messing with his cord so much that I have a cord underneath my foot.
I'll tell you what, the reason I've been distracted, I'm telling you what, this is the worst. We got this room cleaned up, the closet, but I've never been surrounded by so much junk in my life, and it's driving me crazy. I'm kind of Oh, why is that laying there? I'll put it over here. Why is that here? I'll never find it again. That.
Yeah, that's what I've been busy today and yesterday because I've been working on my arcade room. So I have a old Sony widescreen TV that I bought back when we used to have a Sears at my mall. And I think it's just a 720p, which is perfect because what I had planned to do in that room was put like that TV up there. And then I burned a bunch of, 80s music, put it on a DVD-ROM, a DVD disc, so that way I can play that. And I also incorporated the MTV stuff, the little, we call it like the little logo with the astronaut stuff, and then Billy Idol, Madonna on there. Yeah. So that would kind of play then that way if I have company over and they're playing arcade games, the 80s music would be running there. But I'm trying to put a compilation. So some would be 80s pop, and then I'm getting the next one I'm doing is like the the hair bands from the 80s. So I need to set that up because I have a certain group that likes that type of music. And then for my nieces, they're more into the newer stuff, like trying to think of that, The Weeknd. So they like that. So I'm going to be putting that for them because they do like playing in the arcade room, that Maximum Force. It's a shooting game. They love playing that. So I'm going to have new music there for just them only. I'm not going to play it normally in there, but yeah, if it's for them, they can have that in there because that's kind of their 80s moment, right? But yeah, that's what I've been busy on. I got to get that set up and then hooked up in there so that way I can have. And I was just kind of testing out also with my son's. He's got like Bose computer speakers to see if that sounds nice. Or I'm thinking about buying. I have like a Klipsch system, the THX speakers for my gaming PC. I was thinking about running those too because they have a subwoofer that you can have there. So I did try my son's Bose, but I love Bose, but that didn't sound quite right. So I'm probably going to go with a Klipsch system in there so it has a little bit of bass. That way when you're listening to music, especially like rock, it sounds really good. But yeah,
You're not playing that. You're playing Karma Chameleon while you play My Little Pony. I'm Boy George, and I want my MTV.
Love Boy George. I got him and what was that? George Michael. So and then who's that other guy?
Give me time
Yeah.
to realize my crime. I mean, I don't know them.
You're just natural, bro. What got us into this? Me talking about my mess, and all I wanted to jump in and say is
B-52s.
I look behind Mike. And I never see anything out of place. Mike's got to have the cleanest setup in the world. I mean, take a look at always look behind him when he's doing one of his videos. Everything's pristine.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, except sometimes when the wife's here, she makes my table a mess. She's got all her snacks up here, and then my cat knocks stuff down, so I got to keep up with my cat knocking stuff down on the table. Little jerk.
What's your cat's name?
Oh, Pepper.
Pepper.
Yeah.
That could go well with nachos.
Yeah. Like naming my animals after food products or spices.
Nacho's being a little jerk this weekend because my daughter, she came and stayed the night yesterday, or the night before. That's right. She's coming back again tonight, but she brought her cat, Loki, here.
Oh,
and
nice.
Yeah, Loki definitely causes problems. He's running everywhere. My other three cats are just kind of calm, and Loki gets everybody started. So Nacho just wants to eat them.
Yeah. See, Salty Army, he put up the B-52s, and all I could think of, if you see a faded sign at the top, 15 miles.
People always trying to figure out what they said there, and I thought it was kangaroo. Busted. But I was wrong for all these years.
What happened to 60s.
My favorite
What's that?
52 song is The Rock Lobster.
Oh,
that's
good song.
That is an awesome song. It wasn't a rock. It was a rock lobster.
Mike played Rome in his one video.
Yes. From
Yeah.
B-52s. Yep. Rome. Love that song.
Hey, Cannabis Kid said there's also a company that makes a pinball controller for the Quest. Can't remember the name of the company.
Oh.
Pinball
Cool.
controller for the Quest. That'd be
Oh, did you
interesting.
know on your videos with closed caption on it types Mr. Postal? This might
Mr. Postal. Don't get him angry.
He wouldn't like me when I'm angry. Like Tommy Pickles with that Tommy gun.
That's right. Yeah. Is that where they got the lobster character for Futurama?
Didn't Peter Griffin actually sing that song? Or he sang I Rock Lobster. Hey,
Nice.
look that one up. He's singing about the butter and everything. It's good.
Nice.
Has anybody ever seen that guy here on YouTube, the real Peter Griffin?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I seen him.
Yeah, that guy's a riot.
That's funny.
That's another cartoon. I love. You know what I miss? It's not on anymore. I miss King of the Hill. I don't know. To me, I like that.
Damn
I
it,
thought they were
Bobby.
bringing that back. I heard they were bringing that back.
Yeah. I never watched many of those things.
No, I didn't see that too much of that or Futurama, but I do catch Family Guy now and then.
Yeah.
It pops up
I
on my
think I-
feed on YouTube.
Yeah. I think I got tainted because The Simpsons got too big. And then, when your name, and then my ex-wife, her name was Lisa. So I heard so many jokes. And so it just turned me off from watching these cartoons that are aimed for adults and stuff. Because I'm like, I'm not watching that. But, yeah.
Oh.
Of course, we were married before The Simpsons was invented because we're old farts. And back when it was just a little sketch thing on the Tracy Ullman show. And that's when I heard about The Simpsons.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. And a buddy of mine was like, hey, have you ever seen that Tracy Ullman show? I'm like, yeah, I've watched it a few times. Because that one kid on there, he's named Bart. I'm like, oh, I hadn't seen that yet. And then, and then when it got popular, yeah, people said that all the time. But yeah, I never really watched any of those King of the Hill or Futurama or even many episodes of The Simpsons. But plays on a local channel in Houston area, King of the Hill. Always look for Arlene, Texas, but can never find it.
Is that where they sell
Yeah.
propane? And propane products?
Yeah, propane.
Damn it, Bobby.
Yeah, Ren and Stimpy was popular when I was in high school.
Oh,
And then
I love that.
after I graduated, that's when Beavis and Butthead took over, and I loved that show.
Watch
so when
that
I went into
name.
basic, I just talked like Beavis and Butthead the whole time and made lots of friends that way. Shut up, Beavis. You dumbass.
You're a dumbass.
Bart knocker.
Fart knocker. You never scored, Beavis.
I
I
remember
scored with your mom.
I remember one night, anytime we were working at the fire station, the night that a lot of those shows would come on, but the biggest one was South Park. Every time South Park came on, everybody quit doing what they're doing. We lined all the chairs up in the big break room. We had to watch South Park. It was just
Yeah, that show's been on forever because I was stationed in North Dakota, and my oldest brother told me about it. You got to check out the show South Park, and then we started watching it.
Yeah. Watched it
Actually
too
went-
back in the day.
I rode my motorcycle through South Park, Colorado.
Colorado.
And I couldn't find anything with the city's name on it where it was safe to pull over without going off into a ditch going 5 miles straight down because it was highly elevated. I
Damn
finally
it, G. Parker.
after finding that picture, though, I found an ambulance that was parked in a parking lot and said South Park, Colorado ambulance service. And I've got a picture of my bike sitting next to that, so I can say I've been to.
They have an awesome museum there. If you're into that kind of history stuff, there's like 40 different historical buildings you can go into. Train engine. It's really cool. It's an awesome.
It's Cartman there.
The name of the town in Texas that I went to. Bart might know this. It's a border town. It's up in the top, that little panhandle that sticks up in the top. And it's called, I can't remember the name of the town, but it's where, when you pull into town, they've got all these old diners, some of which are turned into a museum because it was where they came up with the idea for cars, to show cars. And they actually had, like, the little diner looked just like the one they used in the movie Cars. And they had it all set up, and they weren't serving food in there. They had all these Cars memorabilia stuff in there. And it was just a cool... Shamrock, Texas. Look that up. Shamrock, Texas. That's
I like their shakes.
Yeah.
There's a dude I found like a year or so ago on Facebook Reels, and he sings everything in Cartman's voice. He's good at playing instruments, but whatever cover he's doing, it's in Cartman's voice. He wears the hat, but he's got a big black beard and mustache. And like the first 6 months, I thought it was really cool, and then I was just kind of like, okay, I've seen enough, dude.
Nice.
My favorite line. Mom, Kitty's being a dildo.
I know one kitty that's going to be sleeping with Mom tonight.
What a show.
Farrell's got to take off, finish up some voice work and editing. All right, Farrell,
Cartman
thanks for
voice?
stopping by.
Is
Yeah,
he doing
Farrell.
the Cartman voice? See, now he's inspired. You're welcome, Farrell. Your cat's saving.
Oops. Sorry. Cat's name is the same as his cat.
Oh, cool.
Guy in Humble, Texas has a tow truck and car that looks like it's from Cars movie.
Joe Mater.
Nice.
Cars are supposedly us in the future, and cars have human brains inside them. Later, Farrell. All right. So now that we threw Farrell off the track so he doesn't come whoop our asses, what's the real challenge?
Matty.
I don't even know what it is, and I still think it's Papa.
The
Rubber
jumpers on
Popeye. You can jump in that one. Yeah.
it. Yeah, you can jump.
Robo Popeye that you could jump. Where is old Derek tonight? Speaking of jumping Popeyes.
I thought he's like on the top of the mountain or something. Remember last time?
What was the name of that bar? The Blue Oyster? Is that where?
The Blue Oyster, yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh no! Wait, we smoked
Oh.
too soon.
Oh, he's back. Okay, time to end the show.
Wow.
Uh,
Well, I don't want to sound rude, but I am going to have to. I knew I had something. I just got to get off. I knew I was putting in an hour and I had to get going. And I figured if I went ahead and left, it'd give Retro Bliss a chance to come in because I know he kind of.
Bart's got to at least play you off with your music. We haven't heard it once yet in an hour and a half. So.
Derek says he's not at the Oyster this weekend, folks. All right. Well, is Greg?
I bet you he was dressed as a Sith or a Jedi all weekend, and that's why he wasn't here.
There you go.
All right.
That's some nice stuff. I like that. I like
Yeah.
that stuff.
But
The only one songs I know are like Tiny Tim played the hell out of that thing, and then the guy from Hawaii that passed away that did the Somewhere Over the Rainbow.
yeah, Yeah,
Oh,
what's his
yeah,
name? That big
Yeah.
guy with the angelic voice.
Yes.
Yeah, he was good. Real good.
Yeah. But I can't remember his name though. Anyway,
I'll sing it for you.
How's your room construction coming along, Bart?
let's see. I got the wall's up. Most of the drywall's done. I got to get a stick of drywall tomorrow. A sheet of drywall stick. Hey,
They're
are
playing
you
corn music.
they can feed the ducks?
They're playing the Bart music now. Do
Right.
the Bart man.
Yeah, tomorrow I got to do a little bit, and then I'm going to start working on the shower. And yeah, most of it's done. Just got to do the plumbing part, install the toilet and shower,
Man, you're gonna have indoor plumbing. That is
indoor plumbing and everything.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah. It's been a while since we haven't had to. I mean, we go inside the motorhome, use the bathroom in there, but you still, if it's rainy or snowy, you have to go outside first to get there.
Well, now you could shower during your pinball show live too, like I did.
Right. Yeah, I can just shower right during the show.
Shower stream. Have a shower stream.
Shower street. Yeah.
Put the shower cap on. The sun's going.
His name is Is
It's
that the
It's
white guy?
Kamala Kiwiwo, I think. Yeah. I'm probably butchering
Yeah. Chaos. Sticks of drywall. Yeah. Well, I also got to get some lumber. So I was thinking of the lumber sticks. He's about to upgrade to the 18th century.
you're getting wood. Yeah, wood. Lumber.
Well, before I go, I just want to say that I think what I'd like to do is I'm going to get together with all you guys, but let everybody know. I think it'd be a good idea to get another tournament going by maybe June 1st. That way we get it over with by the time summer's over, before fall. Do maybe 8 weeks, June and July, and then use August to have the playoffs in. And we could have a nice little summer tournament after the fall, one we did last fall. So,
Oh, nice. You should interview Lars again before the whole tournament and see what he thinks about it.
I've been definitely wanting to speak with Lars. Who was the other fellow that was with him? That was the Jules.
Jules,
Jules.
the family. Jules.
Yeah.
Actually, I'd love to see if we could get Jules on too. So we'll have to work on that.
Right. Right.
All right, guys. Well, I hope you don't mind, but I'm going to skip out. Enjoy. Thanks, everybody, for showing up tonight. And again, just got a bunch of stuff to get ready for tomorrow. Mondays have turned into hell around here lately, and I'm going to fix that here pretty soon. Anyway, you guys have a good one, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
All right. We'll see you later, Greg.
Bye-bye, Greg.
See you, Greg.
Yes. Chaos RoboCop Arcade. There you go. It's all over the chat. Yeah, Salty Army. Playoffs. Someone say playoffs. Yeah, we do these large scale tournaments a couple times a year where we'll go 8 to 10 weeks somewhere in there, and then the people that score up high enough to a certain level, we have a playoff system and get down to a final winner. And the winner of it, Greg has a little trophy made. I think he's planning on doing that again. And you get a little trophy. And so it's pretty fun. But we do work it down to a playoff system. And pretty much we all play. But then once we get to the playoffs, me and Greg and our wives are disqualified because we run the tournament. But Poe and Mike still play in the tournament and the playoffs. So you got to watch out for Poe because he'll sneak up on you. You'll think he's not so good based on his week-to-week scores, but he saves it all for the playoffs.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool deal. Greg used to do them by himself He did two of those tournaments by himself, and then I started playing, helping him out with it, and we did 2 as a team. And this one will be the 3rd one that we do. But it's pretty fun. It makes it a little more interesting. Yeah. Yeah. Look at cheater. Poe's a cheater. We know. It's always the people who accuse others. Those are the ones you got to watch. And by the way, Bill, I don't know if you're aware, but Poe has patented and copyrighted cheater. So even though you didn't type it that way necessarily, since I read it that way, you owe Poe something. I don't know. He went into it. He had his people call my people. I don't know what they were talking about, but apparently that's the way it works.
A case of old Milwaukee's, right?
Yeah, case of old Milwaukee.
Yep.
Yeah. But
my brother actually started that. I told you before. Anytime I would beat him at anything, I was a cheater, or it wasn't necessarily that I was the cheater. It was the NES was cheating for me. It knew how to do that. So if I beat him, the NES cheated for me. He was done. And then 20 minutes later, he'd come back. All right, I'm ready to play ice hockey again. And it would happen all over again. But I didn't let it happen too many times, or he would just flat out physically beat my ass. So you couldn't say anything while you were beating him at the game, or it was on.
Right.
Like, you're right. I'm so sorry. I'm not even trying. The NES is cheating for me. Don't hit me.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, there you go, Poe. You'll get 1/1000th of what YouTube pays him, which is.
Oh no, you're getting something. Chaos just became a member.
That's right. Yeah. Oh, there's Pepper.
Yeah.
Thank you, Cameo.
I fed you already.
Yeah, that's the problem with pets. It's like kids; they want to eat every day. I didn't understand it. I mean, we had Travis. I'm like 18-year-old kid when Travis was born, and they're like, "You got to feed him." Like, didn't you just eat yesterday? What the heck? Apparently, every day for the next 18 years, I'm supposed to supply food for this thing. I don't know.
A bunch of bull, right?
Yeah.
What was nice is my son, after he was out of school, well, he had a job before he was out of school, but he started bringing stuff home. And at first, it was just for himself. I'm going to have this. And pretty soon, it's like, here you go, Dad. Here's this. Here's this. It was nice. But now he's gone again, so there's nothing there for me to snack on it.
Oh. Well, you got to tell your daughter to bring his stuff now when she comes home.
Yeah.
She brings her cat and drops it off.
Yeah, I wasn't so lucky. Travis, when he started working, he'd come home with Taco Bell, and I'd be like, "Hey, nice. Did you bring some for me?" And he'd offer me like the last bite of the burrito. Did you want this? I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm good. No. Yeah. It's interesting experiences having kids think. I don't know. They expect you to be a parent. You're supposed to be responsible. What's that all about? Yeah. I think my kids had it pretty good, though. They had a kid for a dad. So it's like Mike's kid got arcade games, video games all over the place.
Yes.
And then,
that's how I got away with all the stuff. A new system came out. It's like, the kids need that for Christmas. I don't know what to tell you, hon. That's what they've been asking for. I mean, if we don't get it, it'll just ruin Christmas. Not for me, but the kids.
Well, how often did this happen for you guys? Because I know when my kids were young, they had Nintendo back then. I think they had GameCube, an Xbox, the original Xbox. We had a 65-inch TV in the living room, which was huge for the time. They had a 55-inch TV in their bedroom with the Xbox.
Oh, wow.
We had the 120-inch TV downstairs. That was the movie theater. I had 3 stand-up arcade cabinets, 2 pinball machines, actual pinball machines, not digital,
Nice.
2 slot machines, all the band equipment, drum set, microphones, bass, guitars. Had a foosball table in there. We had computers that were networked before anyone even knew what Wi-Fi was. I ran wire and had network computers. And I'd go in their bedroom and they're like, I'm bored. There's nothing to do. I'm like, get out there, fucking. I'd give them the ruler and scissors. Go mow the grass. Yeah, I'm bored. There's nothing to do. Trampoline in the yard. I went out and we made flags for playing flag football and stuff, and just, it was, no. That's when I found out you're not allowed to punt your kids into the neighbor's yard. Apparently they frown upon that stuff. Yeah, I had the full band equipment at the house.
Yeah, Phil was a bass player.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Yeah, I was this close to being famous. Well, I was Arkansas famous, but we almost went national. We got they flew our guitar player who wrote the songs out to Hollywood. He met with record producers and all this stuff. We did that 4-track EP with Jim Wirt, who did Incubus's first 3 albums, and Hoobastank, and all kinds of big name bands. And he recorded us. It looked like we were taking off. Little band out of Arkansas. And then here I am living out in the desert off grid.
I had a guy that I worked with at the mill when they closed their mill out in Indiana. Some of those guys moved here to Pennsylvania to work at our mill. And this dude was in a band with the lead singer from Blind Melon, Shannon. I can't remember his name right now. But they were in a different band together. And then Shannon went to this other band and they got big. And he said that No Rain song was like a rock and metal song until the record producers got a hold of him and they changed it all around. And he said that Shannon came home and was like, listen to this. And they're like, what the hell is this? His old metal band's like, what are you doing?
Yeah. We had one of the songs that we played, it's called Wavelength, and it was our most popular song. When we play around Arkansas and stuff, people would request it. So that's always cool when people in the crowd know your stuff. And it was kind of slow, and Charmaine, our singer, she'd sing it kind of sultry sound, but the tempo was like dun 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 dun, and then we got to the studio with Jim Wirt, and right when we're getting ready, he plays a click track, and he's like, "Can you guys play that song like this?" And it's like, we're like, I guess, and that's how it's recorded. Is dan, 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 dan. It came out cool, but it was totally different. And he jumped the tempo like 30 beats per minute right when we're getting ready to hit record. He's like, "Oh, by the way, I was thinking that." All right, whatever. But yeah, it was a 4-song EP that we did, and it cost us $4,000 to get it recorded. So we paid $1,000 a song, and so I look at it. My part was $1,000. And then we broke up shortly thereafter. The band broke up when we didn't get picked up nationally. They said it was because we played hard rock, and Charmaine's a female singer. So the head of Clear Channel Radio said he wouldn't put us on the radio, and Charmaine quit. She thought it was her fault that we weren't going national and we didn't get a record contract because of her. So she quit. So I paid $250 a song for 4 songs that I have on my playlist in the car. But
well, Bliss, Retro Bliss, actually, he sat in for Gene Simmons when Gene Simmons was out doing Hollywood movies in the 80s. So Bliss was in full makeup on stage.
Oh, nice.
Singing Going Blind, God of Thunder.
Excellent. For the audition, he just had to stick his tongue out.
Oh, he wasn't the demon. He was the panda.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Didn't work out so well.
Yeah. It was so stupid that they shot us down because of Charmaine being and it was shortly after Twilight came out and all that, and Paramore was huge, and they had a chick singer, and because they were on that soundtrack for Twilight, they were huge, and they played kind of hard rock stuff, but the head of Clear Channel Radio, you're like, go from being excited that they're even knowing who we are to we get shot down. But yeah, it was pretty cool. The guy that was the head of RCA Record for 30 years, he heard us. He was retired at the time, but he heard our music, and he contacted a guy in Arkansas and said, "Fly him out here. We need to." And he was taking Josh around. Yeah, Andrew, she said, but that's speak talk. They also said we didn't sound enough like Nickelback at the time. Yeah, and it's like, so we had an original sound. Isn't that a good thing? Yeah, Evanescence.
Yeah.
As Amy Lee. Yeah, but it was a mess. It was kind of a mess. Not huge. We played around Arkansas, and we played hard rock. So most places in Arkansas, they were wanting southern rock or country. So you go in there and we play a demo tape for the clubs, and a lot of clubs just didn't want us, they just weren't interested. So we play all over Little Rock. We played a couple shows in Memphis. Our biggest show was a outdoor festival up in Poplar Bluff, Missouri. And Kelly, people would yell out, "Play Freebird!" And we're like, "Yeah, I think it starts with this note here." Because good song, not bad question on it, but we didn't play that kind of music, and man, you get sick of hearing it. You guys play Freebird? No, we don't play Freebird.
How about Sweet Home Alabama?
Yeah, we didn't play any cover tunes at all. We when I joined the band, they had a list of about 12 songs, all originals, and their old bass player had them at about 2 songs that they could play most of the way through. And then I joined the band, and I'm not trying to say I'm the greatest bass player in the world, but within 2 weeks we had all 10 of those songs ready to go, or 10 of those songs ready, and we could play a set, and we played a show. And then we just started. We played 26 or 28 shows the first year we were together, and yeah, it was kind of cool. I remember we went and saw this other band that was playing in nearby town, and Jason's friend, he was a huge fan of these guys. I introduced him I showed him this band, and he listened to them all the time. I said, "Hey man, Ancient Devices playing in Mountain Home. You want to go?" And he's like, "Oh hell yeah, let's go." So we go to the show, and of course I was in full rock star mode. So we get to the show, and I just walk right past the bouncer and the lady collecting money, and left my ex, she'll pay. And Victor, he's just going nuts. He's peeking around the corner because the guys were setting up the band he wanted to see, Ancient Device. And he's peeking around the corner. He's like, "Oh my God, there they are." And I walk over, and I get about halfway to the stage, and their bass player puts his guitar down, comes over and gives me a big hug. And Victor's like, "Oh my God, you know these guys." It was funny. And yeah, I took Jason down to one of the biggest clubs in Little Rock, and they serve alcohol, and he was in sophomore in high school. I said, "They probably won't let you in the bar because they serve alcohol, but I'll show you." We got to the front where the lady checks IDs and stuff. As soon as I walked around the corner, she's like, "Hey Bart, what's going on? What are you doing?" I introduced her to Jason. She's like, "Take him backstage, show him the green room and all that stuff." And as we're walking back, Jason's like, "You're kind of famous, aren't you?" I'm Arkansas famous. It's all right, but not quite as big as Evanescence. But because they're out of Little Rock. But so it was fun. I get recognized from time to time. And we thought we were this close, man. We were this close. But yeah, good times. Yeah. Learned Smoke on the Water at 9 years old. Nice. I got my first bass. I was a junior in high school. The first time I got a bass, I played. My parents got a piano when I was young, and that's where I started, was playing piano. Yeah, Vaughn's Package famous. A guy came in where Kelly worked at a liquor store, and his hands were full, so I helped him open the freezer to get a bag of ice out, and he was like, "Hey, you're Bart, right?" And I thought he recognized me from the one grocery store in town. So I'm like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Dude, I have your CD. You guys are pretty awesome." I'm like, wow. So he bought our CD, he recognized my picture from the CD by name. It's like, well, that's pretty badass. But I guess the biggest claim to fame story on that, the Deftones were playing in Little Rock, and I don't know if you guys know the Deftones, but they're national. They play worldwide and all that stuff. Our drummer Paul went down to see the Deftones, and he made it to their after party at one of the clubs, and he was talking to their guitar player, and the guy said, "So you play music?" And Paul's like, "Yeah, I play drums. I play with a guy named Josh Coker. He was our guitar player that went out to California." And the guy from the Deftones said, "Oh, you're in Always April?" So the guy from the Deftones knew our band, but there's a backstory to that too, because Josh used to play with the drummer for the Deftones. Used to be in a band with Josh, so that's why Paul mentioned Josh by name. It's a little name drop, but yeah. So, but he was kind of floored. He's like, "Oh, you're in Always April, huh?" But
Yeah, that's cool.
yeah. And that Tony Basil, whatever. "Hey, Mickey, you're so fine. You're so fine. You blow my mind." Hey, she followed us on MySpace and sent us messages. She's like, "You guys kick ass, man." So
That's awesome.
so that was pretty cool. Yeah. So I was late starting with the bass, and I hadn't picked up my bass guitar in almost 10 years. When Always April guys, Josh and them found out that I played bass, I was just picking up Charmaine's son because he hung out with my boy. I was picking him up so they could hang out, and they're like, "You play bass, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I guess, kind of." And hadn't played in 10 years. Picked up my bass, dusted it off, plugged it in, played a little bit, and then went in. And that kid, Paul, I call him a kid because we were all like 37, 38 years old, and Paul was 23. Kind of like this show, how we're all our age, and then we got Mike. Is the young, but
He just got a young face. He's 68.
Paul had just set up his drum kit, so he was like doing a sound test and make sure all the drum. And I almost packed my stuff up and left. I'm like, I can't play with these guys. This kid is freaking good. And they all were. They were just an amazing band, and I got lucky. I fell right into it. We had a great 3 years, and then boom, bottom just dropped out as quickly
That
as it
sucks.
started. Yeah. Let's see. Bliss is related to the Boons. Nice.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's cool. Our son has a studio in Jacksonville. Awesome. My brother lives in Jacksonville. Next time I go visit my brother, I'll have to go lay down some tracks. Now I got an inside scoop. You'll have to come down there. We'll do some stuff. We'll make a recording. Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. Anyway, now that I've taken over the show for the last 20 minutes.
Well, it is a vinyl show. If Mike's Gaming Gal was here, he would say that.
That's right. That's right. If Mike's, we'll tell him if he shows up that yeah, you missed all the music talk. Yeah. But it is fun. It is fun. But yeah, I guess that Poplar Bluff, we played that little outdoor festival, and that was pretty cool. They actually had to kick us off the stage because so many people were having to sign autographs after our little set, and the next band needed to get on, and they're like, "You guys got to get out of here." We're like, "These people want us to sign shit. There might be a boob or two we get to sign. You don't want to get out of here too soon." But that was probably our biggest show. There were probably 250, 300 people at that, because we were middle of the afternoon. We weren't one of the nighttime evening headliners. So, but they said they were going to have us on. We played 2 songs live on the radio. They had us on the radio there in Poplar Bluff, and we played 2 songs live and got our interviews. And they said the next year they were going to put us on in the nighttime, and it just all fell through. I don't know. We contacted them, and they're like, "Yeah, we'll get back to you," and they never did. So I don't know what happened there, but it was fun. It was just a hobby for me. I was like, "Yeah, this is cool. Play music, hang out, drink some beers, and go out and play shows. So it was pretty fun. So, all right, I'm going to move down here. And it's the Poe Show.
Hey, everybody! I remember one time when I wasn't in a band. My buddy was in a band, a local band that was pretty good, and they did a lot of fairs and festivals. They were the Midnight Plowboys, and he had a totally different name from what his real name was. He was the lead singer, and they were sponsored by Pabst Blue Ribbon because they portrayed the rednecky type of guys. And he would do that at the beginning of one of their songs. It would sound like they were going to be playing Sweet Home Alabama. They'd start playing it, and he would say, "Turn it up," and everybody's like, "Yeah, yeah," and then he'd start singing something totally different. People were like, "What the hell?" But at one point, I think a few people started fighting and doing some bad things behind each other's backs in the band, and then he was just like, "I'm done. I'm out of here." So, but it was pretty cool going to see him at all of these festivals and fairs and stuff.
Nice. Let me see. I'll do another shameless plug. Well, keep talking though. I'm just looking stuff up here.
And I'm playing Madison VR, the scariest game ever. And so I did look that up. And I guess the way they figured this out is they took a bunch of games. I don't think it was just for the VR version. It was just a bunch of scary games, and actually had people connected to monitors while they played them and checked their heart rates for these games. So that's where they get the claim that this is the scariest game that's out there right now. It's so far for me, it's just, okay, there's a jump scare, there's one. Bart and I played The Exorcist on the Meta, so you're used to the jump scares, Although it does look a lot more real. Madison VR on the PS5, I mean, when you're in that old house, it looks like you're in an old house, and you got the ceiling fan right above you. Well, I sent you guys the video. I didn't know my daughter was making fun of me and recording me for her Snapchat story. And while I'm doing that part, talking about the ceiling fan and stuff, she's recording me and like snickering and stuff. You can see me like reaching up towards my ceiling and picking up the letters and reading them and stuff. And she's laughing the whole time. So
Is that available? Is it only on PlayStation or is it?
It's PC VR and PS5. Yeah, PSVR 2.
How about PlayStation 1? For those that love the PlayStation 1 graphics.
Well, the original Madison game was out for what, PS4, PS5 last year?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not sure what else it is. So the one that isn't VR is out there too.
That reminds me of that game. I was wrong. I thought that game was the one I saw a demo of. It was called Allison Road for the PC. Have you seen that? So
I don't think I've seen that.
It's derived from PT, from Silent Hills. So I know you were talking to me about you had it on your PS4. I still have my copy of it on my PlayStation 4. But once they stopped making that game, then I saw another developer make a game called Allison Road. And it reminds me of that game you're playing. But it had like a ghost following you, kind of like the ghost in Silent Hills. But I saw the gameplay of that, like, oh my gosh, that looks really scary. So, yeah, I was thinking Madison's different, though.
Yeah, the whole idea is that same house, 30 years before, a serial killer killed a bunch of people, and then the police shot and killed her. And now supposedly you're being possessed by this serial killer. You think, I don't know where it's going because I won't watch ahead.
Yeah.
But you think that you killed your sister and your mother. And your dad you were locked in a room away from your dad, so you're trying to find clues. Your house is attached to the grandpa's old house, the grandpa that passed away. So when you go crawling through the walls, all of a sudden you'll be over in grandpa's house. And it is really creepy.
Yeah, I saw the grandpa photo. I'm like, hey, that's old Poe.
Yeah, that's the only thing that got me, was I tried to hang that picture in the right spot. And when you do that, there's no nail on the wall. It's supposed to prompt him then and say, I need a nail. And then you can move on. Well, that first half of my video, I'm trying to put this picture up there, and it's green, so that's where the picture goes. I had the right spot, but nothing was happening. I'm like, what the hell? I've been playing for an hour trying to put this picture on. What else do I do? I'm like, that's it. I guess I'm quitting. So then I had to go check somebody's video, and I'm like, they're just not giving me the prompt. It's a glitch or something. And I went back in, and then when I tried it again, the kid said, I need a nail, and I was able to find it. So.
Hey, not to interrupt and get back. I put a link for anyone that cares. I put a link to the Always April music page. There's 3 videos on there if you want to see the music of it. 2 of them are live. Don't be thrown off because I had hair. And the other one is Killing Spree is from the Jim Wirt recording session. That's one of my $250 it cost me to record that song. And I just put a bunch of still images from the recording session. And the song is on. So, yeah, the link is in the chat stuff. That's
Cool.
That's to our 3 videos from our band. Anyway,
Nice.
back to our regular scheduled programming.
What was that Hollywood Polo was asking about? Conroe Pure Premium Peach Candy. It's epic. No, is that supposed? Well, I think it's candy. I was thinking it's alcohol. That sounds good, like an alcoholic drink, but
Right? I don't know what it is either, but it's epic.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's epic.
Sponsored by
Have to
Faith
try
No
it.
More.
Yeah, floppy fish.
It tastes like fish. Is that what you said?
Floppy fish. Tastes like a floppy fish.
Tastes like a blind fish. Yeah.
It's more fish.
Yeah. Yeah, I still remember because I grabbed that MTV Top 10 and Epic was on there, and the guy, that's the only videos we had for 7 months on that Spain deployment. And before he said, "Here it is, people, the fish video," and then he played. Let's see, tastes like pure peach.
No, nice.
Cool.
I'd like
Check
that.
it out. Yeah, I actually like peach drinks. Love peach drinks.
See, I love peaches, but I don't like anything that's peach flavored, other than peaches. It's like peach.
Right,
cake.
because nothing really tastes like a real peach. Everything
Right.
tastes like artificial peach if it isn't real peach.
Yeah.
But I still like the stuff. But
Yeah, and I'm not even a huge fan of like peach pie or peach cobbler. I'll eat it, but just give me a peach right off the tree, and I'll just nom. I used to do yard work for a dude. He had peaches up in his yard, freaking peaches this huge, and just I loved them. I'd take breaks, I'd sit down, eat a couple, 3 peaches, and then I hated them in the fall because it was just him and his wife, and they'd eat like 30 peaches all year, and then I had to rake up all these peaches that are rotting because he'd never.
my grandfather had an orchard with apples, peaches, pears, and all that stuff, and he had this nice thing for the back of his tractor in the fall like that would kind of sweep them all up, into one place. Then he could put them on a mulch pile somewhere, so you didn't have to go through raking them all.
Cannabis was at an Asian grocery store in Cleveland a couple months ago and found Japanese Super Mario Brothers candy, both chocolate and gummies, 2 different companies.
Oh, yum.
Nice. Wow, that's pretty cool. I did not know there was such a thing. Did you bring it up for the whole show?
Gotta share it.
A few years back, Video Games Monthly sent us, along with our games that we got, some Mario stickers and tattoos. They were from the old, I think it was Topps, probably late 80s, early 90s, and they still had the sticks of gum in them. My boy was like, "I dare you, Dad, I dare you." I'm like, I ain't doing it.
Wow.
You gotta do it like a YouTube video on it.
Yeah. I was just thinking, you say the tattoos, and I remember the good old days when you'd get the tattoos in the Cracker Jack box. And that
Oh,
was,
yeah.
Oh,
that was
yeah.
like, score! We got tattoos! Nowadays, you just get some weird thing that you're supposed to bend the paper or something. I don't even know what it's supposed to do. It's like, this is not a prize. But
Cracker Jack, Fiddle Faddle. What else was there? There were different ones like, well, Fiddle Faddle, I don't think had any prizes. Cracker Jack had the prizes, but they were really good flavored popcorns you could get back in the day.
right.
We're talking about flavored popcorn now.
Yeah.
Oh,
We,
I remember getting toys and cereals too back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, for sure. I don't know how many of those little baking soda submarines I had that you could. But we didn't have a bathtub. We had shower in our house, so I was screwed. I'd try to fill the sink with water and play with it. My dad's like, "Stop messing with the water. We have a well. There's a drop going on, boy." I'm like, "I'll find a mud puddle, Dad." There's a drop. There's no mud puddle, you idiot.
Cannabis
The
said he sent
dog's
some
got
of
a piece on
Mario,
it.
Mario Brother candy to Bliss.
Oh,
Yeah. That's Keith saying that gum crumbles and becomes a sandy substance. That was their original tagline, if I remember correctly. That was, "Try our gum. It crumbles and becomes a sandy substance." Find it at a 7-Eleven near you. But yeah, so Cannabis Kid sent some of that Super Mario Brother candy to Retro Bliss. I didn't get any. Did you guys get any?
Oh
of it,
yeah.
Cannabis Kid? I didn't get
No, I think Bliss did do an unboxing of that stuff, didn't he? Cannabis, when you sent him that, and he had the Bliss shirts in there, and
Yeah. Now we see who his favorite is. He didn't send me nothing.
I met Cannabis last year, him and Bliss at the same time.
Really?
I was hoping we would get a chance to play some of the games at the convention, but it didn't happen. I was feeling like garbage, and my son bought everything he wanted. As soon as he bought his stuff, he was ready to leave the convention. So once the wallet's empty, it's time to leave.
The gum is made out of drywall dust.
yep,
Mm.
with cherry flavor.
I got a bunch of that in my house right now. I could try it. It'd be the same experience.
Drywall. Just that cherry.
Yeah.
I saw Hubba Bubba the other day when I was going to check out of the store. I'm like, wow, I didn't even know they still had Hubba Bubba. I
Oh,
used to love that. And original pink bubble yum. I love that stuff.
what's that gum that was like looked like a tape measure? Remember that?
I almost said fruit by the foot. That wouldn't make sense. Huh? Yeah.
Was it? Oh, maybe it was fruit by the foot. Yeah.
Bubble tape. I think it was just called bubble tape.
Oh, bubble tape. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. You had to give it to Maria, the granddaughter. And candy is included with all orders of over $50 of Retro Bliss gaming merch. Buy it now.
Oh.
RetroBliss.com. Hubba Bubba tastes great.
Hubba Bubba. Hubba
Yeah,
Bubba Bubba gum.
Bubble tape and fruit by the foot, both.
I think it was bubble yum, I think, way back in the day. My mom used to let us get a bunch of candy if it was our birthday in school, which mine never was. My birthday's in July. But my oldest brother bought a bunch of that chocolate bubble gum. And I don't think that stuff was around for too many years. But I remember he bought like a pack for everybody in his class. And then my other brother and I got some because we just lived there, you know. And I thought that was pretty good back in the 80s. It probably wasn't, but it didn't last, I don't think so.
See, I was going to say here, Salty Army, he said, but I was thinking he's bringing up the Big League Chew, looked like a tobacco pouch.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
See, back in the day, we
I
would
bought
get gum that looked like chewing tobacco and candy
Yep.
cigarettes.
candy, cigarettes, and snuff beef jerky in a can.
I bought that stuff, and I guess that's supposed to get ready for you to get skull and stuff, right?
Yeah,
But the Big League Chew, the Big League Chew was only a hair better than Fruit Strike gum when it came to flavor, because I would put some of that in and the flavor was gone. Next thing you know, I had the whole thing in my mouth. My cheek got the hair like a hamster, and the flavor would leave.
gum is great tasting for like 3.8 seconds. You're like, this is really done. I don't know what this
They
happened.
just recently announced that they're done, right? I don't think anybody bought them. I think they went out of business, the Fruit Strike gum.
Yeah. Crystal
But it was really good. Like you said, for the first second, that was awesome gum. And then the flavor was just gone. Juicy fruit. I loved that stuff when I was a kid, too.
favorite bubblegum flavors. I'm just boring, regular bubblegum. I used to like getting the Bazooka Joe bazookas.
Oh,
yeah.
Comic.
They had the soft and the hard. Bazooka did have like ones that were like bubblegum, individually wrapped with comics. Then you had the really hard one. It was kind of flat and rectangle. And
Yeah,
the
that's what I
comic
usually
sucked. The humor was terrible, and it's like my sister's humor. Oh, she might be watching.
Uh-oh. Operation Shutdown is in the house to add his. Yes, it was a great 3.8 seconds.
I'm glad Operation Shutdown's here because we need a new character of Bliss as the panda from Kiss back in the 80s. I want to see that on Bliss's Tips.
Yeah, I never tried the chocolate gum, but there's some grape gum that I liked. I used to chew that grape gum sometimes.
Grape was good, yeah.
Yeah.
Who was it? Somebody made a pink lemonade one back in the day too. Oh, that was really good. I love that.
Yeah. New Coke. Didn't take them long to go back to old Coke.
I love Coke Classic. I was so pissed when they changed it because I got into the whole Coke and Pepsi wars back then. I'm like, Coke is better. Screw you guys. And then they're like, here's New Coke. I'm like, this is Pepsi, only worse. What the hell did you do? And then Coke Classic came out after that, and me and my buddy were in heaven again.
Yeah. See, I was a rebel back in those days. I was RC all the way.
Well, I knew you were going to say if it wasn't going to be Coke or Pepsi, it's going to be RC Cola.
It's RC all the way for me. And then for I would drink the Mr. Pibb too. I was
Mr. Pibb, yeah.
Pibb.
Mr. Pibb and RC Cola. And then for a long time, the last time I went on a diet thing where I was kicking sugar, I was drinking the RC diet, the Diet Right they call it, because it doesn't have aspartame in it either. So it's got a better sweetener for you. But I can't find that anywhere down here. It tasted a lot, to me, it tasted a lot like regular RC Cola, but it doesn't have aspartame in it. And
Yeah, no matter where you travel in the U.S., you can find a Dr. Pepper wannabe or clone because it's going to be a doctor or a mister at the beginning of that title. So you know what it is before you do anything. You walk into that grocery store in Myrtle Beach or Virginia. It's like, oh, there's Dr. Thunder. That's got to be Dr. Pepper. Let's get 2 liter of that.
yeah, I was a Pibb guy. Partly because my parents had a laundromat in Phoenix, and they had a pop machine in there, and they sold Mr. Pibb. If there had been Dr. Pepper in there, I'd have been drinking that. But as a kid, I was like, dude, Mr. Pibb, I love that Mr. Pibb.
Nice.
Maybe that will be what I come out with for my product line. It's just Mr. Poe style.
Yeah, Hollywood
It's like
Polo-
cherry Coke and a little bit of old Poe in there too. Some prune juice and Metamucil.
Yeah, my favorite drink back in the day was A&W root beer. So I loved drinking
there you
that from
Good
the
stuff.
restaurant. When you get the mug and stuff, that was so good. And then
Oh, for sure.
like nowadays, I like the Bartles. Well, no, who makes that? It's like a beer company that makes root beer now.
Oh, cool.
You know,
really?
Yeah,
Is it being something? There's one around here I've seen. I haven't really get. Now, back in the day, I would get Barks when Barks became popular. Barks root beer was pretty good too,
yeah.
but
See,
A&W was the best.
A&W,
root beer.
yeah. Yep.
When I was in the Navy, I was an AW. So that ended all the Barks. From then on, it was A&W root beer. That's all I would drink because of the AW. So wait a second here. Family Dollar in Texas have Diet Right. We have a Family Dollar. That's where we got our pizza tonight. I'm going to have to check.
Oh, nice.
I've never seen Diet Right in there.
And there was a Gatorade. You remember the Gatorade that was like the pop? Our golf course that was right across from my house growing up on my paper route, I would stop up there and sometimes I would buy the carbonated Gatorade drink and Gatorade gum. Oh man, I love that stuff. My brother had that. Yeah. He used to keep it in his sock drawer, and when he wasn't around, I'd sneak and steal it out of there.
Now Bliss put the Barks cream soda.
Oh, good
Oh,
stuff.
cream
Now,
soda's good. Yeah.
I have a tip for people. If you're going to a public park that does not allow alcohol because it's a public facility, so you get you a Captain Morgan, just a regular Captain Morgan spiced rum, and you mix it with Mountain Dew, just a regular Mountain Dew. It tastes like cream soda. So you can tell a cop if he's like, "Are you drinking alcohol?" It's cream soda. Take a sip. Tastes just like cream soda. Paul, our drummer in the band, he told us that trick because we were playing a show at a park, and so we couldn't drink. And I'm like, bullshit. he mixed it for me and handed it to me. I'm like, holy shit, this is cream soda. What the heck?
Nice.
That's IBC root beer. That's good root beer. Now for root beer products, and now Poe's gone, but I like drinking birch beer from back. But I could only get that when I would go back to the Philadelphia area and visit my family. I always get birch beer while I'm there, which it's like root beer, but with birch. I don't know. Have you had birch beer, Mike?
No,
Not,
I haven't had
alcoholic
birch.
beer. It's
Oh,
like root beer,
yeah.
but it's
But
birch
different.
beer. Yeah.
No, I finally remembered the root beer that I had before that I like drinking now. It's the Henry Weinhardt's root beer. Comes in the bottles. So they make the beers here, but yeah, that one's my favorite now that I've been
Mark's the
drinking.
one with light. Poe, do you get birch beer around where you're at?
Oh yeah. It's like a reddish color, but it's a
Yeah.
birch beer. Yeah.
Yeah, because when I was telling Mike, when I go back to visit my family on the other side of the state, near Philly, I always get birch beer when I'm over there because you can't get it out west. But we used
Did
to
you
not
ever-
be able to get
did-
Tasty Cakes out here either, but we can now. So because Tasty Cakes went national, that used to be only out there in the east.
Did you guys ever hear about CX or Sioux City Sarsaparilla and
Sarsaparilla, yeah,
Death
that's
Valley
good.
root beer?
Yeah.
I know we usually get these specialty root beers, and I've tried them, and they're very good.
Yeah. Hey, Nick Gamer, you got here just in time for the candy, food, and soft drink section of our show.
We had the vinyl originally.
Right? Let's see. I'm so far behind on some of these chats. Kelly said she likes the birch beer.
I gotta try that birch beer. Okay.
A huge asteroid is coming. It's gonna, that asteroid. It's gonna miss us. But it's probably if it gets to just the right spot, it's gonna change its trajectory, and then it'll hit us in like 2037 or something like that. Shoe fly pie. Do they make shoe fly pie around your side of the state, Poe?
I have heard of it. I don't think I've ever had it.
Oh man, that stuff is phenomenal. It's big around the Philadelphia side of the state, and man, I love that stuff. I bought some. Of course, it's better homemade. I bought a couple of them when I was visiting there. I brought one to a lady I work with because she's like, "What is this shoe fly pie? It sounds gross." And I'm like, so I bought one. And she got a little piece while she was still at work, and she came into the break room. She's like, "Oh my god, that stuff is so good." It's not really a pie; it's more like a cake, and it has chocolate and molasses. It's kind of like a gooey bottom that sits right above the pie crust, and then it's got it's kind of more cake but it is in a pie crust. Yeah, but it's really good, shoe fly. Yeah. But let's see. Chaos is jumping in 7 years later. No, we're not even to the 3-hour mark yet.
Yeah.
Loganberry juice. I don't know what that is. Cream soda and Breyer's vanilla bean ice cream floats. I've never had floating cream soda. Man,
Yeah,
that
that's
sounds
good.
like a sweetness overload. Cream soda's pretty sweet on its own. And then you put some ice cream on there. That's got to be like, wow. It's kind of like Poe. It's got a gooey bottom. Exactly. Kelly says it's all about the topping. Yeah, shoe fly. I always try when I go to my aunt who lives in Arizona now. When I go visit her, I drop hints. I'm like, shoe fly pie. I don't know how I can spell it out any better. I'm just saying, shoe fly pie. I'll be there on Tuesday. And she makes some of the best shoe fly pie I ever had. But
Shoe fly, don't bother me. Shoe fly, don't bother me.
I think you can order birch beer on Amazon, but it works out to like $12 for a 6-pack or something like that, or maybe even more. Some of that soda that you get shipped from Amazon is ridiculous priced, but
do they have a sugar-free one? I'm kind of switching my drinks. I'm into sugar-free drinks now. So
Mr. Poe Style's Old Poe Birch Beer will be coming out soon, mate.
Oh.
I got mine. Dr. Pepper Zero. Yeah, you got to show the label side.
Oh, hold on.
You're drinking.
Oh wait,
Hey.
that's my tea jug again.
I was
There's
gonna
probably
say,
lots of sugar in there.
Zero sugar.
I didn't know they made zero sugar Sprite.
Yeah, that's what I'm
I gotta
drinking.
get
Yep.
You know what? You know what I've been drinking the most of lately is the zero sugar cherry Coke.
Oh, that one's good.
Yeah, that's really good.
I got a case of it in the arcade room, so I'm trying this right now, and it's actually pretty good. The Sprite.
Nice. You're gonna have to try that. Because that's what I used to do at a restaurant. I just asked for whatever Sprite or Sierra Mist before I was on the no sugar stuff. And I used to be lazy about it, and so I wouldn't have to say it. I'd just say just whatever clear soda you have is fine. And then one day the waitress just brought me soda water.
Oh my gosh, that happened to me years ago. Well, it happened recent too, but I remember when I was working on the loading dock in Montgomery Wards years back, I got my break and there was a gas station nearby. I'm like, I want to go get a big Sprite. It was a very hot day. Went the largest Sprite they have. I go over and I fill that puppy up. I get the whole way back and punch back in from my break, and I go to take a sip, and it was just the seltzer water crap in there. I was like, what the? I was so pissed.
Yeah. Yeah.
They forgot the syrup bag, idiots.
She said it was an honest mistake because I said clear soda, so that's what she thought I wanted. But I think it was just revenge because when we got there to the restaurant, it was me and Kelly and a friend of ours that used to work at the store. She went off to college in this town we were visiting. So we took her out to lunch. And when we got there, she goes, the hostess said, "Oh, so is it the three of you?" And I said, "Yeah, the bus won't be here for another 10 minutes. And they went in full panic mode, thinking they had a bus full of people coming. Just kidding, it's just us. So then she brings me the soda water. She's like, "Oh, fucker." But what's this? Got a case of G Fuel, zero sugar, and heart palpitations.
Oh, that's not good. Don't drink it anymore, Keith.
Yeah, heart palpitations we can do without. I'm gonna get some of that zero sugar Sprite though, because I do like Sprite.
It's good. It's good.
I do like Sprite. But yeah, we kind of stumbled across the cherry Coke Zero, because that's what we drink Coke Zero a lot, and then it's like, or the Dr. Pepper. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Zero
Yes.
sugar, Mr. Pibb.
I got that like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, we picked up a case of this, so we're working through that right now. But yeah, I'm digging some of these, but they all have aspartame in it. That stuff will kill your kidneys or something. I don't know what it's supposed to do. But getting off the sugar, boy, that made a big difference for me health wise. I think is I don't take any of the pills they used to make me take now. I mean, my leg fell off 3 weeks ago, but other than that, yeah. Let's see. Creamy coconut Dr. Pepper.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah, I have not tried it.
That sounds really good.
Yeah. Kelly would probably. I'm not a huge coconut fan, but it comes sugar free. He said.
Oh, better.
Every once in a while, when I was stocking at the grocery store, I would always do the candy and cookie aisle, and I got a bag of what is it, Mounds that doesn't have the nuts in it or whatever, the coconut candy.
Yeah,
it was the individually wrapped little square candies, and one of them never made it in a bag, but it was in the case. So I'm like, let me see if how I feel about coconut. And I popped that thing in my mouth and I still don't like coconut.
No, I'm not into it at all either. I always hated that. Mounds.
I have to take it in small doses. But of course I ate the whole candy because I'm out on the floor. I'm pretty good about I hate wasting food and stuff. So I'll make something, I'll try a new concoction, I'll take a bite, and I'll be like, oh, this really tastes like shit. And I keep eating it. And Kelly's like, it's like, because I made it and I paid for it.
Right?
I'm eating it.
Yeah, don't waste it. But yeah, that's the way we were raised, right? That's the way I was raised. When we ate a lot of stuff from the garden, we had chickens. So we had chicken and eggs all the time. For the longest time, after I moved away, I didn't want anything to do with eggs or chicken because it's just like, man, We had raised chickens. My dad, that's all, they butchering chickens, we're eating chickens and eating eggs and everything from the garden I was fine with. I love that stuff. We used to actually just go take stuff right out of the garden and just start eating it. Tomatoes and stuff. So.
Oh, nice.
And my mom always had green Mounds. No, Almond Joy has nuts. Mounds don't.
Yes,
Sometimes you feel like a nut. Sometimes you don't.
That's what I thought.
Because my brother would say, Almond Joy's got nuts. Poe don't. And I would get all pissed off and I'd have to run him up. Mom, they said I don't have nuts. And then I'd get grounded for saying nuts. I remember when I was really little, I started calling everybody Pecker in the house because I had no idea it meant wiener. So I'm just like, Pecker, Pecker. And my brother's like, oh, he said Pecker. And I'm like, what? Woody Woodpecker. What's the big deal?
Right? That's funny. Yeah. How'd they get away with that one? Woody Woodpecker.
We're going to get on old cartoons now. Chili Willy the Penguin. Andy Panda. Wally Walrus.
Right? His mom cooked chicken so much, she thinks she's going to wake up someday with feathers. Yeah.
And I do like chicken now. I don't want it all the time. But, yeah, I'm all right with chicken. I love eggs now. Except for on the steak bagel from McDonald's. They do what they call a folded egg, and that's not an egg, it's a sponge. I'm sorry.
I eat a ton of eggs now.
I just kicked my camera.
I am not a medical professional, but when I told my doctor I was going on that carnivore diet, which we're very loose on the carnivore side of it now. We eat a lot of other stuff, but I said, we're just doing meat, cheese, and eggs. And she said, be careful with the eggs because your cholesterol's already a little bit high. She was wanting to put me on those statins or whatever. And I just started eating the crap out of eggs every day. That's what I have for breakfast every day is eggs, eggs, eggs. And usually I'll have like a 4-egg omelet is what my go-to is. And 6 months later, my cholesterol dropped from the time before. So I'm like, take that, you egg hating bitch.
Now, your time in Philadelphia. Did you call it dippy eggs or sunny side up? I think dippy eggs might be a Western Pennsylvania thing. But the word says it all. You can dip shit in the yolk. It's dippy eggs.
No, and so I think that's what they called it too when I was growing up. Because, I didn't know what sunny side up was when I heard it the first time, and I was like in high school. You want your eggs sunny side up? I'm like, what the fuck is that?
That's my favorite way to have eggs. I love when you just smash it and then all the yolk comes pouring out. I'm a sicko like that.
Yeah. Of course, in my house, I also didn't know what French toast was because they just called it egg bread.
Egg bread.
Egg bread.
Love French toast.
Yeah, and I found out later in life. So I was like, you want some French toast? I'm like, I don't think so. And then they brought out a plate of egg bread. I'm like, oh, yeah, I'll eat that.
I used to make that as a teenager when nobody was home. When I was the latchkey kid by myself. French toast time, I know how to make that. Although one time, nobody's home. I get home from school, and I'm like, I could go for some tomato soup, and not just one can. I got to use, my mom had the big can. She had the big can down on the shelf in the basement. I made the whole damn thing for myself, and I drank that tomato soup. She comes home from work, and she said, I'm going to make stuffed peppers. Well, she would use that as the gravy, the tomato. Where's the tomato soup at? Oh, shit. You drank that whole can? Yes, I did. I'm a big boy. I'm a bad boy.
Deep fried Snickers. Yeah, go to the South. They will deep fry anything.
Yeah, some of these amusement parks do that too. The Snickers, the Oreos, stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Bread pudding.
Bread pudding, yeah, that's good stuff. Coffee cake. I loved that as a kid. My mom would make coffee cake. She would make her pineapple upside down cake. My mom is just an awesome baker, awesome cook. So, yeah, she would make those desserts. And usually dessert night was when the Muppets were on, late 70s or early 80s or whatever. I think also Little House on the Prairie, but you would have your bowl of pudding or your Jell-O, or she had the popcorn maker that was the big orange dome. You know, you put your oil down, you put the popcorn down, and then you put this dome on it, and you put butter on top of it in the little vented area, and the butter would melt and drip down on the popcorn. Oh, yeah. That's before, long before we had a microwave. My parents were like the last holdouts on everything. We're not getting a microwave. We don't need it. So my aunt and uncle bought them one of those. They're like, okay, this is pretty cool. A few years later, it's just like, well, you don't need a VCR. Everybody else had a VCR for at least 10 years by that point. And my brother went into the Navy, and he came home that Christmas, and he's like, here's a freaking VCR. You know? And so, but getting them to go anywhere to rent movies for that damn VCR was like pulling teeth. And when we did, my dad only wanted 2 movies. He wanted Ernest Goes to Camp, or he wanted Salem's Lot. Like, really, Dad? We go to rent a movie maybe every 2 or 3 weeks, and it's always got to be freaking Jim Varney singing "Sure and Glad It's Raining," and little fucking turtle paratroopers coming out of the air. Know what I mean? And then later he got into City Slickers, and we had to watch City Slickers 9 billion times because he was a big fan of Jack Palance or Jack Palance or however you pronounce his name. My dad loved that dude. So
now, when I was deployed to Spain, besides the big 10 videos we had, music videos, we would hit the video store once or twice a week. And it was a tiny little video store and base there in Rhoda. And we'd eat every time. We either got Smokey and the Bandit or Quest for the Holy Grail, Monty Python. Those were the only 2 movies we watched. Or
so my oldest brother would come home on leave from the Navy. Every time he came home on leave, we would make a big pot of chili and watch the Blues Brothers. Me and my oldest brother and my other brother loved the Blues Brothers more than anything back in the day. So, yeah, that was our thing. Pot of chili, a pot of coffee, and the Blues Brothers.
Yeah, I think for me at that video store, Bart, I rented there too. I liked getting, Steve Martin's Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid.
Oh,
Don't wear plaid. Yeah.
Plaid, yeah. Yep. That was like my favorite one. Big
Nice.
Steve Martin fan. Yeah.
That one I've only seen like once. That and Little Shop of Horrors. Yeah. Most Steve Martin films I've seen a billion times over, but those 2 I've only seen like once.
They probably, by the time you got to that video store, Mike, they probably didn't have the 2 we rented because we wore them out.
No, I remember they had they like Steve Martin, so they had the Jerk, the Man with 2 Brains.
Oh,
there.
the Jerk.
Yeah, and then the Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid. So I would constantly rent those over and over again and stuff until they got like Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. Then I would rent that most of the time.
Oh, the Jerk is one that I can watch over and over again. Love that.
Yeah, so funny.
Cat juggling.
Look, he's shooting the paint cans.
He hates these cans.
Yeah, we used to say with Smokey and the Bandit, we always said that was a Jackie Gleason movie disguised as a Burt Reynolds film.
You're right.
Jackie Gleason just stole that.
Stole the show. Yes, he did.
Just amazing stuff. Daddy, my hat blew off. Was your head still in it?
The guy was a genius, right? He was a genius.
Yeah, he ad-libbed most of that stuff they said in Smokey and the Bandit. It was just, yeah, that was.
And the Jerk. How about when the dude is trying to kill him? He's shooting. He finds his name in the phone book, which is the first day that Maven gets his name in the phone book. I'm somebody now. I'm in the phone book. And the dude's like. He puts his finger on it. Just that's who he's going to kill. And then he's shooting at him, and he chases him. Maven runs to the carnival and goes in, and the sign says "Carnival personnel only." So the killer stops. He's like, "He's not carnival personnel. He's not." He couldn't go inside.
Yeah.
And Carl Reiner shows up in the film. Oh, what a classic!
Yeah.
I think that and Slapshot are two movies that I can watch definitely all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't make movies like they used to.
No.
That they just made some funny stuff. Well, half the stuff anymore they wouldn't allow it to go. Could you imagine if they tried to release Blazing Saddles today?
Right. And I watched The Toy about a month or so ago with Richard Pryor. I hadn't seen it in years, and I love that movie.
Yeah,
Hilarious movie.
Because they're trying to cancel it. Retroactively cancel it.
And then a few weeks ago, I rented Moving with Richard Pryor because that's another movie that's just freaking hilarious. You know, he hates his neighbor, which is Randy Quaid. Then he moves all the way across the country, and it's Randy Quaid's twin brother as his next door neighbor.
Yeah, I guess I'll watch that Young Frankenstein. I haven't got it yet, so.
Oh man, that's another one. I can't pass.
Yeah, you guys
up.
said yeah, I'm gonna watch that because I do. What's his name? The guy that played Willy Wonka.
Gene Wilder.
Yeah,
Gene Wilder was one of my favorites. Yeah, and then Marty Feldman is in there, and Terry Garr, and Cloris Leachman.
Yeah,
when they go up and they see, he sees the doors and he's like, "Nice knockers," and Terry Garr's like, "Thank you, doctor." And then they hear the werewolf howl, and he's like, "Wolf, where? Werewolf."
Terrible. Yeah. Of course, and then the musical number.
Sedative. Get the sedative. Sedative. Sedative.
Sedative? Really?
What brain did you get? Abby something.
It was
Abby normal, I think.
No, we better stop.
You got an abnormal brain?
We're going to give Mike the whole movie. Let's see. Cannabis Kid said Jim Belushi is now in the 420 industry and put the Blues Brothers pictures on some of it. Oh, nice.
Oh.
Blues Brothers was a classic, and I've never watched the Blues Brothers 2000 just because John's gone. And I know John Goodman was in that and stuff like that, but I just never got around to watching that. I got the special edition of the Blues Brothers on Blu-ray. There might be it's an ultra high def one with a lot of scenes that they got rid of. Like you see where Elwood actually got the glue in the spray can from. That's the job he worked at, and he goes in to tell his boss he's quitting because God called him and stuff. So it's pretty funny deleted scenes in that.
Oh, nice.
Right. Nice.
Trauma kick lately.
He's been on a trauma kick.
Oh,
Toxic Adventure.
Toxic Adventure. Yeah, I'm on Toxic Adventure 2 right now. So I already seen part 1, so I need to watch the rest of part 2.
Nukem High.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's part of that.
High.
I got to see that. Who's the guy that did that? He was over at our Portland Retro Con. So the guy that made Toxic Avenger, he was there. Well, because Angry Video Game Nerd was there too. So yeah, I got his picture along with my son with Toxie, and then I guess they were promoting that video game, that beat 'em up game. Yeah, that looked fun too. So.
Guilty pleasure for me is the class of 84, I think, class of 1984. Alice Cooper actually sings the song for it. When does the dream become a nightmare? Well, the teacher comes into the school, and the teenagers are all assholes, and they want to kill him. You know, they end up, taking his wife and stuff, and he ends up going through the school while no one else is around, and one by one, he kills all the bad kids. I gave away the whole movie.
Yeah.
But it's a great movie.
I heard about that film.
When I was a kid, I rented it, and then the video store that I was renting it from all the time was selling it. I bought the VHS way back in the day, and now I haven't seen it for probably 30 years. So it's probably pretty cheesy, but Michael J. Fox is in it. A very young, chubby Michael J. Fox. And he ends up getting stabbed, I think, in a cafeteria scene or something. He doesn't have a huge role in it, But
yeah.
The kids are just out of control. They got weapons. They're a-holes, and now they're against this teacher, and they're going to kill him. He's going through the dark school at night, and they're like, "Hey, teacher," and they're hiding from him and stuff. You gotta
Yeah,
check it out.
they got that released for Blu-ray on Scream Factory, so you can buy it there.
Oh, I'm gonna
Yeah.
have to check it out again because it's been a long time.
It's a rescan. Yeah, it's a rescan of the film. I don't know if it was shot on the 120 millimeter, but they rescanned it, so the picture's really high def. And then I think they put like the interviews. I'm not sure who they interviewed, so lots of special features on that as well. Yeah, I saw that. There's a guy that was talking about. He's like, you got to watch this because they have a lot of interviews in the film and stuff.
Yeah,
so I
that's
got
cool.
interested. Yeah.
I'd definitely like to check that out.
Yeah, Scream Factory. They have it.
I definitely heard of them too, so I'm gonna have to go take a look.
Yeah. And, they mentioned Teen Wolf.
Oh yes,
J. Fox. I remember
went
that.
with my best friend to see Teen Wolf,
Yeah.
and that was an early PG-13 movie. And we weren't 13 yet. We were actually, I think 12, and he was turning 12 the next day. And we went there and we thought this was a big undercover operation. We gotta sneak in to see this because he was a huge Michael J. Fox fan. So we go up to the ticket booth, and she's like, "And how old are you?" And we're like, 13. Like, okay. We thought it was a big deal. We got in to see that movie, and then Teen Wolf 2 came out. Jason Bateman a few years later, and I saw that with a different friend. And I remember I had hair back then, and I had this big goody comb in my back pocket. It was Friday night. There were going to be girls there. This was junior high. Got the hair all feathered. The mullet was all feathered perfectly. I put that in my pocket. It must have got caught on the theater chair because we came out of the theater after the movie, and my goody comb was gone, man. I couldn't feather my hair again for the chicks.
Oh. Yeah.
I got
80s
it.
horror movie. Chopping Mall. There it is.
Chopping Mall.
Yeah, it's from Vestron. Vestron Video. So they released that. I got the. Yeah, it's the Blu-ray. It's a good movie.
Nice. Chaos is saying, was that filmed in the same mall they did Dawn of the Dead? I don't know.
Dawn of the Dead was Monroeville Mall, right near me. My wife and daughter actually still shop there every weekend. So it's one of the few malls that's still around here.
Nice.
And that's right across the parking lot from where they have Steel City Con 3 times a year.
So he's younger and drunk, surfed on top of a friend's dad's van and got pulled over by our friend's dad who was a cop. Nice.
Yeah, they thought that car surfing was going to be a big thing after that movie came out.
Right.
Buddy Styles, he had the shirt on that said, "What are you looking at, Dick Nose?" Remember that?
Anybody remember Deadly Friend?
I got that film too. That's a Wes Craven film. So hold on, I'll be back.
I'll have to look that one up. I've never seen that one.
No.
And it's Wes Craven. That's awesome. And the show goes silent, waiting for
There it is.
There it is.
Yeah,
Deadly
she got turned into the robot, I guess. Yeah, who was that lady that played in the movie? Christy Swanson.
Oh. Now Keith's got one here. Not the movie The Taint, because it's advertised as having the most exploding zombie penises in any movie ever made.
Okay, I don't have that movie.
Oh, no.
Looking on the bay tonight. Yeah, Chaos loves Deadly Friend.
It's a good movie.
Evil Bong with Tommy Chong.
Oh, yeah. Who was that? Midnight or something like Neon Moon or some film company that did those films. Never watched them though. I think I watched the Puppet Master films. They came out.
Yeah, Puppet Master. That was interesting when that first came out. Say, wow. Yeah. Of course, my favorite story about like when a new movie comes out A buddy of mine went down. We were in high school when Nightmare on Elm Street came out, and our buddy Chuck, he went down and saw it in Phoenix, and he came back to school the next day, and he's telling us about this movie, and we'd kind of heard about it, and we just started messing with him big time, saying, he's like, oh man, this guy's in. We're like, Chuck, you're making this shit up. There is no movie. And he was getting pissed because he's trying to tell us, no, for real. I saw he's got knives on his fingers. Well, that's bullshit. Come up with a better story. You're gonna make something up. And he was so pissed off by the end of that story. And then we're like, yeah, I saw the commercial for it, Chuck. Oh, you guys are jerks.
Yeah, Keith got it. It's a Full Moon Enterprise. Yep.
All 8 Evil Bong movies.
Never watched this.
Got it at a pawn shop for $5.
Nice. Copy.
Yeah. Yeah, put that on Mega. We'll download. Oh, Bliss has got to go. All right, later.
See you,
Night,
Bliss.
Phil. Yeah, Puppet Master. Yeah, I used to rent those a lot too. Those were good. And didn't Derek just tell us there was a game coming out? Is it a PC game?
Oh, for
Puppet Master.
I think so.
I think he put it in the
Cool.
Discord. And I know the Killer Clowns game is coming out for PS5 here.
Yes.
So,
And the 4K movie's coming out too because
Oh,
they
nice.
stopped making the Blu-ray. But yeah, the 4K's coming out. I
Oh,
don't
cool.
think Scream Factory that's releasing it? I'm not sure, but yeah, I know the 4K version is going to be coming out. I'm going to get it.
What's on Tubi, Keith? So many movies have been thrown out there. I don't. Which one are you
Is
talking about? That's on Tubi.
The Zombie Tallywhacker film.
Zombie Tallywhacker from outer space. There's a bunch of dead boners coming across the field. They're not saying brains, though. They're not looking for brains.
Oh, okay. Full Moon movies.
Nice. Yeah. Demonic Toys.
Got that one too.
Oh, yeah.
Good movie.
Yeah, I don't own most of these. I wish I did. Used to rent them a lot.
Yeah, I got rid of. I think we got rid of about 1,200 DVDs when we downsized.
Wow.
Wow.
I know when all the 3D stuff was popular and I got my 3D TV, I might have burned a whole shitload of Blu-ray DVD, 3D movies for the kids.
Nice.
I was really into that. You know, people talk about VR and how big it's getting. 3D was out. I really wanted a TV, but our TV was kind of new at the time, and everybody's like, it's just a gimmick anyway. And I'm like, I think it's only a gimmick if you're not into it. You know, I was into 3D from the time I saw Jaws 3D at the theater and the 3D Freddy Krueger movie, even though it was the red and blue or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, they had
Anything-
the Friday the 13th, right? They had the 3D one.
Yeah, yes.
Friday the 13th. Yep.
The first one I ever saw was Jaws 3D. And I remember sitting there as a kid, and I wasn't even near old enough to go see the thing. But when he eats the dude at the beginning and the arm comes floating out at you, I'm turning around to see where it's at in the theater, you know? Where'd the arm go?
Right.
So when I finally got a 3D TV, I was all about it. And that's when 3D was like gaining traction in the theater. Everything was coming out in 3D. And I'm like, the kids are going to love this. My wife didn't give a crap at all about it. But yeah. And some of the 3D games on the PS3, you know, I played some of those too. So now VR is like even way better because you're standing there in your room turning around and just looking at all the stuff that's all around you. It's just amazing.
Remember Red Racer 2 had that 3D feature?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you had to wear the red and blue glasses?
Yeah. I think the Famicom actually came out with 3D glasses. I know the Sega Master System
Master
did.
System. Yep.
I have them for the Master System, and when I first bought that 6 years or so ago, I tried some of the games, and I'm like, that's really good 3D for back in the day, you know?
Kelly says Creature from the Black Lagoon 3D was her first. I didn't know there was a 3D Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Nice.
Did it have Adrienne Barbeau's boobs in it in 3D?
You gotta have 3D boobs for it to be worth it. No,
Swamp-
yes.
Swamp
Yeah.
Thing. She was in
Yeah.
Swamp Thing.
Oh, that's right. That was
That's right. Yeah. She's a swamp thing.
close enough. Come on, Mike. Don't spoil it. It was a good boob joke till then, except for the part where I wasn't joking. It was like, no, really, are her boobs in it?
I asked G. Parker to make a new intro with her and Wonder Woman, in there, but we haven't got the new entry yet. So
Let's see.
Oh, 10?
I thought that Super Hyperdrive more than Rad Racer when I was a kid, just jacking up my eyes.
Yep.
remember, every once in a while, local channels would do a 3D horror movie or something on the weekend, and they would like go to this mini mart and get your glasses. You could go to these local mini marts, or they would be in your Sunday paper, and then they would air a 3D movie and stuff. That was like special, man.
Yeah, didn't Elvira do that? Or no? I know she played like a lot of the old horror films.
She might have, or else
Yeah.
maybe she hosted something like that.
Yeah, Chaos said he scored a mint VHS of Howard the Duck last summer for $1.
Oh, nice.
Nice. Yeah, Kelly watched that at her dad's house. Nice. Yeah, I didn't get to watch many horror movies or anything like that when I was a kid. My parents didn't like any of that stuff. Like you, Poe, we didn't have a VCR until I was in high school. It was like, yeah. I think I told the story. I had to sneak into King Kong. My mom dropped me off. Thought I was going to go see Herbie the Love Bug. I went there to watch King Kong.
Herbie.
Yeah, but yeah. So I didn't get to see a lot of horror movies and stuff like that when I was a kid. Now in Phoenix, I think it was on Channel 5, Sunday mornings they had they called it The World Beyond, and they would play sci-fi movies or horror movies. And I saw a movie. They actually did a remake of it, I think. I saw one movie on there. Man, that messed me up. For like 3 nights, I'd get out of bed and I'd be sleeping outside my parents' door. I was watching this movie. I was like, maybe my parents have a point. But
Yeah, we would watch Suspense Theater on Channel 53 in Pittsburgh every Saturday before wrestling became a big thing on the other UHF channel. So we would watch all these goofy or spooky movies. There was one called Frogs, Green Slime. Fall of the House of Usher is the one that freaked me out as a little kid, because they had like the woman that was Madeline, the dead. I don't know if she was a vampire or what, and she was floating through, and the movie was in black and white. It scared the crap out of me. So my brothers would always say, Madeline's in the basement. Or sometimes in the summer we would sleep outside and they're like, Madeline's down in the woods down there. And I just shit myself and run back in the house.
yeah.
Well, didn't Vincent Price have a movie kind of like that, House on Haunted Hill, right? With the skeleton they did?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember what the name of that movie was that I watched when I was a kid on World Beyond, but it these people bought a house, and down in the basement there was a bricked up fireplace, and there was a steel plate covering the opening, and the guy was unlocking it, and like the caretaker was like, "Hey, you shouldn't mess with things." And it turns out there's like little demons that lived in there, and they backed the screws out now that he cracked them loose, and they came out and they drugged the lady that worked there, that lived there, and she was like half asleep, but they were afraid of the light. They'd hide in the corners and they'd call her name and stuff, whisper to her. She was going nuts. So they put like Valiums into her drink, and then they're dragging her to the fireplace, and she finds like a Polaroid camera, and she's taking pictures, and every time the flash goes, they'd scatter, and then they come back and start dragging her in. It's just, and I watched it later in life. I found the same movie when I was like 30. I'm like, okay, it's kind of cheesy. It wasn't well done, but boy, when you're 10, that's just scary. I'm going to bed and I'm hearing something. Someone's calling my name. What is that? Like sleeping on the floor outside my parents' room is going to save me from the evil critters that drag me out of my bed to the fireplace. I'm halfway there. Like, we're in Phoenix. It's a fake fireplace. It's not going to do anything. But yeah, it freaked me out. But I was a young kid.
All right, well, we're at it now. My phone is at 15%, so I'm sure it's going to drop me like it did last week. So.
Yeah, we're almost at the 3-hour mark. So we're at the 2 hours and 50 minutes mark, and we've talked about 20 minutes worth of gaming. And
Vinyl,
Vinyl, food, sugary snacks,
so we had movies,
root beer.
sodas,
and scary movies.
And scary movies. You never know what you're going to hear on this show.
That's why it's just the show, because it could be anything.
It's just the show. It's just the show. Yeah, I think it's about time anyway. I'm pretty pooped. It's going on 9 o'clock here. I've been up since 4.
Nice.
And
Yeah, my phone's definitely going to drop any second now. So.
it's the 80s show.
Right?
Yeah. By the time we finish, we're all in our 80s.
Well,
All right.
don't forget Mother's Day next week. It's coming up.
Next week, Mother's Day. We'll still be here. You guys going to be here for Mother's Day show? I'm going to be here.
I'll be here. I haven't heard otherwise. I'll probably take the wife out Saturday. So
Yeah.
I gotta go to the cemetery.
No,
Some flowers there. Yep.
right. My mom's in Phoenix, and it's too hot there. I'm not going there, so I'll be here. Of course, we always work the weekend, so I'm a little bummed. Our son Jason, he's flying out to Arizona for Memorial Day weekend's coming up, right? And he's going to be there, and my boy Travis lives in Arizona. They're all going to go down to my mom's house, and Kelly had already told the other lady that does during the week, that she would cover for her. So we can't go. It's been a long time since I've been with both my boys at the same time, but we're not going to be able to go because Kelly promised to work that weekend. She's working 5 days in a row, which is a stretch for us. I know for normal people they're like, but when you're used to working 2 days a week, 5 days a week is kind of a killer.
all right.
But let's see. Salty Army's mom is in Spain.
Should go visit her. Spain's awesome, though. You should go.
Chaos's mom is insane. Apple tree, something about that doesn't fall far. We know how that works. Yeah. Mike and I both spent time in Spain, not at the same time, but at the same place.
Yes.
Different bat time, same bat channel kind of thing. Right? Keith's is right down the road a few. Well, if you get a chance, get your mom to watch us too, because we might talk about channels about. We talk about pretty much anything. So
Don't introduce that movie to her, Keith. Keep that on the down low.
Right? Well, that's cool. That's cool.
Nice.
All right. I'm going to find an outro. Was there anything else we needed to talk about before the show ends?
No. We're good.
I think that's it.
I think we're good. So let me find that 12-second outro. Play a little ukulele music. Look for it. I wonder what happens. Will that stop when I find the thing? All right, I found the outro. So here we go. Thanks for watching. Catch you next week on Mother's Day.
Yep.
Hey.
Shower